spot. Beat next year price increases and find your perfect Yamaha, KTM, or CF Moto today. There are many positions open at Surdak Yamaha in Osage Beach. We need mechanics, we need sales guys, parts guys, dock girls. We need it all. Come see us today and join the winning team at Surdak Yamaha in Osage Beach.
You ride on a reputation. Here we Surdak. You ride on a reputation. You ride on a reputation.
What a game. It's 4th and goal. Winter Shelton drops back in shotgun. Here's the snap. Shelton bootlegs. He keeps it. He dives into the end zone. Touchdown! When it comes to winning and real estate, there's one team crushing the competition. Winter Shelton Real Estate Group.
Shelton is crushing it.
Look them up online and Facebook.
Winter Shelton's crushing it, yeah.
From the snap of the ball to the last play of the game, Danner Roofing and Construction specializes in commercial and residential roofing. Danner Roofing and Construction works hard all 4 quarters and completes every job from start to finish with no money down. No time is wasted on the clock, and the seasoned pros bring home the win every time. When your home or business is ready for a roof or repair, depend on Danner Roofing and Construction. 4 generations of roofing experience and the team to get the job done before the whistle blows. Look them up online and Facebook.
And we're back with the Winter Shelton Real Estate pregame show. And before we move on with this, we got lots to talk about tonight, but we did have a chance to catch up with the head coach of the Eldon Mustangs, Chad Holt, and ask him how his team looked going into tonight's contest.
Good. We got a couple guys back, so we're getting a little bit healthier, which is the right time of the year for that to be happening.
You're at that late to midpoint in the season where you start to learn a lot about your squad. And what do you know about your team, and what do you want to see going forward these last few weeks of the regular season?
We know that coming out strong from the beginning of the game has been a struggle for us. We got to make sure that we come out to a fast start. We've been able to fight back in a lot of games, but if we don't get down in those big deficits, the record looks a lot different.
Now, California, a little bit of a rivalry game coming into this one. What do you know about the Pintos?
We know that they're physical, fast, and they like to run the football. So.
Kind of sounds a little bit like your squad. Does that make for a fun matchup knowing that you play a similar style?
It does. The only difference there is they run the option really well, so not many teams run the triple option anymore, and so that's going to be a test for us to make sure that we're disciplined and sound in our assignments.
Now, I know we've been keeping a close eye on the district seedings, and it seems like it's going to be a pretty tight race down the stretch. How big is this game as far as district seeding goes?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, we're right there, kind of a bottleneck with a few other teams to see who gets to host that Week 10 game, so it's important to get another game back at home for us. So if we can pull out a couple wins here to end the season, and then, more importantly, going with some momentum into districts.
All right, and lastly, what are you going to have to see out of your boys tonight to get a win?
Like I said, come out, start fast from the beginning, play hard, and then make sure that we control the ball. Don't let those guys keep the ball for long, sustained drives and force some turnovers.
That was Coach Chad Holt of the Eldon Mustangs talking about tonight's matchup. And Ryan, one thing that I really felt when we talked to Coach Holt was there was some energy and confidence out of Coach Holt. He felt pretty good about his squad going into this game.
Oh, for sure. You could tell that he didn't want to dwell on last week, didn't really even want to talk about it. It was focused on this week. You can tell that they had a good week of practice. You can always tell when you talk to a coach before a game if they had a good week of practice or a bad week of practice. He seemed really confident, really happy in the assignment football that he saw throughout the week, and he trusted that as long as they come out with a hot start, that they'll be just fine in this game.
And that's the energy you're going to have in this one, because once again, we know this is a good California team, but if you're California, you're not overlooking Eldon either. Yes, their record is 2-5. That is what it is. But you still know when you go to Eldon, you're getting physical smash mouth football. You know they have these top of the line athletes, know what they're capable of. And if you overlook a team like that, they will slap you in the mouth when you're not ready for them.
Right. And Eldon has been giving nightmares to California for the past few years. In this rivalry, as you said, they've won the last 3. Eldon has, and last year the 61-21 win. They're 8-5 since 2009. So Eldon has controlled this a little bit. There was a little 4-game stretch where California won 4 in a row, but really Eldon has dominated.
You know, California has, I don't even want to use the phrase down, because they haven't been bad by any means the last stretch of years, but I look back to, you know, the early 2000 teens, about the time California built their new stadium up there. They were a football powerhouse for a while. You did not want to run into the Pintos because they were taking names and stacking them up, and they went through a brief slump in that time, but anybody that knows anything about California knows they are known for physicality. They are known for just that gritty, small town kind of vibe, the farm boys on the field, if you will, and I love it. because that's the same mantra that Eldon has. So it's almost like it's not a rock in a hard place. It's a rock and a rock tonight. We're going to see which rock's a little tougher.
It's like if you watch NFL, it's like you got an AFC North matchup right here. They're
Yes.
going to go right at each other. They want to be physical. Both teams have size. California might have a little bit more size, but they're both going to go at each other hard. And I'm really excited to watch them play tonight, especially the quarterback of California, Walker Friedmeier. He can run, and he's big.
Oh, they have a very athletic lineup, which we will get to in just a moment. Right now, we have the Danner Roofing and Construction coin toss taking place. Reminder, if you're listening to this game, we are streaming on mostsportszone.com. You can keep up with this game as well as our sister stations. We have Buffalo at Versailles' homecoming taking place. We'll be getting updates from them. At Camdenton at Lebanon is available on mostsportszone.com, as well as our sister station, Mix 92.7. Osage and Southern Boone should be a great matchup on Cool 102.7. And, of course, right here, we have California and Eldon. But this is the Danner Roofing and Construction coin toss. Be interesting to see who actually wants the ball first. What's your opinion on this? Are you a man that would rather defer and get it back at the half, or do you want that ball first?
If I'm Eldon in this situation, I'm taking the ball knowing the clock control that California has. You got to get out and get a hot start. Typically, I like to give the ball away, but Eldon did choose to receive here, and I think that they made the right choice. They need to get out there, run the football, establish that run game early, and then look to go to the play action in the second half.
I think that's having confidence in your offense as well. And before we do get to the start, we'll look at the Lake Regional Injury Report. Special thanks to our friends at Lake Regional Medical Center. And the injury report not getting any bigger for the Mustangs. That's what we like to hear, but some big names on it at the moment. Number 5, Andrew Beanland. He is done for the season. Out as well as number 6, Drayton DeLong. And joining them, Colin Brisbane out as well. So 3 names for the Mustangs, and do not want to see it get any bigger than 3. Mustangs had to make some adjustments, but they look ready to go here tonight, and I think we're about to have a great game as we'll get things moved around and get ready for the Lowe's Home Improvement first quarter. Ryan, what do you say? You ready to do a little football?
I am ready to do it. I didn't get to do this when I used to broadcast, so I'm really excited to do football tonight.
I say that as I move things around and immediately start by messing things up, because that's, you got to start
That's
on
how
a
it
positive
goes.
light.
Yeah.
Quick adjustment, and bada boom, we are underway. Opening kickoff going to be, I don't know if that was touched or not, but it's loose at the 10. The Mustangs do a good job to get back and cover it up. They had to come up and meet it at the 20. It went low, and I don't know if the Mustang player touched on, but it doesn't matter. In the opening kickoff, that's a live ball. So a heads-up play to just dive on it at the 11-yard line, and that's where this drive will begin.
Just diving on it is smart, but this is where it hurts a team. We talk about staying on schedule, and even on the kickoff returns, you have to stay on schedule. Starting a drive at the 11 instead of the 20 is a big difference here. So let's see what they do on this first drive.
Eldon going to come out. They are in their home maroons with the gold lettering. Going towards the end zone to our left, California, the road whites with the blue pants. They're going to line up with the receiver spread out to each side. Hess in the shotgun. Fakes the handoff. It's a quick pass out to the flat, caught, makes one man miss. Fighting forward, but not able to get back to the line of scrimmage. They tried to go screen pass early, but California was not fooled.
Bright idea there. I like that they try to switch things up. You don't see a motion very often out of their base formation that they're in. Tried to send the sniffer back, whatever you want to call it, out in the flats there to get a block, and the blocking just never really set up. You were 2 defenders on 1 guy out there, and it just didn't work for them.
Yeah, and that was Michael Rugen they sent in motion. Rugen has been another great option for him, a very physical player. Also does a little of the kick return work for them from time to time as well, and he is playing wing for him here tonight. Hess in the shotgun. 2 receivers to his left, Rugen out to his right. Instead, it's going to be handoff to Rye, running left to right. But the defense waiting for him at the line of scrimmage. Dean won that battle against the tackle, and Rye may be able to gain 2.
Definitely, and that's where they're going to have to be better is up front. We know that California is athletic, and they're going to be able to set the edge, but it's got to be open on the cutback. If you don't win that battle at the line of scrimmage, you're going to be in trouble offensively tonight.
So this is a big third down early for the Mustangs. Where likely they are going to have to throw the football, not what they wanted to do 3 plays into the game. 3rd and 9 from the Mustang 12-yard line. Has in the shotgun, 2 receivers to his left. Rye comes up to his left. Takes the snap. He's going to roll out to the left. Looking for a man downfield. He flips it. It's caught by Beckman. No, pass is dropped at the 21. Beckman takes a shot anyways. So the Mustangs not able to pick up the first down, and they're going to have to punt.
And that's what Coach Holt was talking to us about. They can't shoot themselves in the foot. That was wide open. It was a great ball delivered on time. You're going to have to catch those as this game moves on. Not the first drive you wanted, but now you got to get a good punt here and try to win the field position battle.
And Hunter Hess has got a great leg on him. We've seen some big punts already this season, 45, 50 yards, not out of the question. But California, they've got some speed. They have two return men back, actually, at the 40 and the second closer to the 45. Hess takes the snap, punt away. It's a high one as I lose it in the lights. Not the distance he wanted, though, as it goes out of bounds at the, where are they going to mark this? The 31?
It looked like maybe he didn't get his footing because he tripped and fell after, and it wasn't because of contact. It was something non-contact. I just don't think he ever had his footing right. And now, if you're California, you have a great opportunity to punch Eldon in the mouth right here.
I mean, this is about worst case scenario start for the Mustangs as the opening drive. I misspoke. It's not even the 31. No, it's the 27-yard line of the Mustangs. That is where California will start this drive. And I'm interested to see this California offense as they line up out of the shotgun, halfback to the right, and another back behind the quarterback. Quarterback going to roll out to the right. He's going to go deep, trying to take the top off, and he does. One play, one pass. Aiden Bryant, the senior halfback, makes the catch in the corner of the end zone. California strikes first.
And that's not what you expect to see out of a team like California. We tell you they're going to run the ball, all of that stuff. But that's what Eldon is thinking. Run, run, run. You get a turnover, it's a great time to take a shot. That's what they do. And right there, Bryant just said, I'm better than you. I'm going to go catch the ball. It wasn't anything special. It wasn't really open. He just made a play on it.
It was solid coverage by the corner. And mind you, Bryant is a halfback, but he's 6'1" and very athletic, and he just won the jump ball. California will attempt the extra point. Good snap, good place, good kick. And just like that, a 7-0 Pinto lead after one play results in 6 for California. We'll see if Eldon can answer back. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
The goal of the Morgan County Health Center in Versailles is to make sure you feel your best and stay that way. A few of the public health and community services available at the Morgan County Health Center include CPR and first aid training, food safety classes, educational materials and classes promoting healthy lifestyles and activities, children and adult immunizations, and nutrition for expectant mothers and young children through the WIC program. For more information, follow the Morgan County Health Center on Facebook or call 378-5438. The Morgan County Health Center at 104 West Lafayette and Versailles, connecting the community to healthy choices.
And we are back in the Lowe's Home Improvement first quarter, where the Mustangs going to have to come up with some offense to answer now, as it was one play and one score for California. They got great field position on the 27-yard line to start that drive of the Mustangs, and it went 27 yards through the air for the touchdown. The ensuing kickoff, it goes off the man's leg for the Mustangs, but a heads-up play by Rugen to dive on it at the 44. I don't know what I'd even call that. It wasn't an onside attempt necessarily. It's just a line drive right off the leg of the lineman.
I truly think that Coach Grubb called an onside kick. It's probably something they saw in film. I think he wanted to actually just drill that guy on the front line and have it bounce back, and it almost worked. I've been really impressed with first-year Coach Grubb right now. He's calling all the shots that are just dangerous, but
he's
working.
aggressive.
Yeah.
So Eldon will start from their own 43-yard line. Hess in the shotgun, two receivers to his left. He's going to hand it off to Rye, running left to right, follows the guard. A little hole there, gets up to the 45, head to the 50. Good running on first down, ahead to the 49-yard line. Some pointing after the play, I believe.
The ball came loose, but he was definitely down.
Okay, good job by the officials to get in there and signal that right away. So an 8-yard gain on first down from Rye.
That's the bread and butter for Eldon right there. It's called mid-zone. You're going to hear me say it a million times tonight. They bring that guard, and then I believe it's either the tackle or the center that comes through as well. And it's money for them if they can get that cut up in there. The linemen got to do a good job tonight.
So the Mustangs working on the California side of the field for the first time tonight. Hess takes the snap. It's handoff to Rye. Powering right up the gut, just following the big boys, driving the pile. That's going to be a gain of 3 and enough for a Serdike Yamaha first down. Mustangs moving the chains ahead to the 46-yard line of the Pintos.
And this is more like what we expected to see out of Eldon, an efficient running game. And eventually they're going to have Hess just go back there and let one fly. We don't know when it's going to be. I think right now you just got to keep leaning on that running game.
Yeah, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And that's the case for the Mustangs right now, as they will split Hardy and Beckman out to the left. Hess going to keep this one. He's trying to run behind the guard and behind Rye. He'll pick up a couple as he crosses the 45 ahead to the 44-yard line.
I think this is a play that we'd like to see them run a few more times tonight. We were talking about on the way up how they don't let Hess run a lot. And right there, it was a busted play, and he still got too close to 3 yards right there. He's an athlete.
I was a little surprised. I don't know if Hess lost his footing at the end of the run, but he didn't appear to necessarily take the contact. It's almost like he went down prior to, which is not generally Hunter's style. Two receivers out to the right for Hess. Takes the snap, hands it off to Rye, running right to left this time. Uses the blockers, gets ahead to the 35, driving forward to the 32-yard line. Another Cerdike Yamaha first down. The Mustangs are on the move.
There it is. California sets the edge. They do it right. But the inside linebackers didn't get up in there. And that's what on the first drive we saw them do to stop Eldon. They keep running this play effectively. Eventually, they're going to slip a slot receiver back behind, and he's going to be gone.
Not to mention, you can wear down the defensive line with this style of play. If you start getting moved play after play after play, you're going to slip up eventually. One receiver spread out to each side for Hess. Rye to his left takes the handoff, and the California defense able to get there, but Rye does a good job spinning off a tackle to at least get back to the line of scrimmage.
Little breakdown there in the Eldon offensive line, and that's what they can't be having happen. It's not really anything physical, if not more mental, in my opinion. And I think that they just got to stay. They got to stay good, if that makes sense. It sounds dumb, but
they have to stay disciplined.
Yes,
in their
disciplined
movements.
is a great
I'm
way to
just
put
looking out there. Eldon running a extra special tight end, I guess you could say, as they've got big Judd Salmas out there wearing 44. That's not your typical tight end, as he comes in at 6'4" and 285. Two receivers to the right for Hess. He takes the snap, rolls out, avoids one man. He's going to put it down deep. He's got a shot at the end zone, looking for Hardy. Can't bring it in before going out of bounds. The Mustangs called their shot there, but couldn't quite connect.
Had a man there. It was just a flood concept to the right side. You've got different levels, a short, a medium, and a long. And usually you look long first all the way down to short. Long had 2 steps on him, so it's the right read. I'd almost like to see Hess take off there, though. He had running room, and that's a time where if you get 5 yards, you can make it 4 down territory. Now you got to pick up 7 or 8 for the first down here.
Honestly, the Mustangs already in 4 down territory. They don't take field goals. If you can get a chunk of this, you make it manageable. Two receivers out to the left. Hess takes the snap, rolls left. Quick pass. He's got a man at the 28 ahead to the 25, out of bounds at the 24-yard line. You need a 10. You just got 8, almost 9. That's going to make it 4th and 1 for the Mustangs at the 25-yard line.
You said you needed 5 or 6 to make it manageable. You get 8, and now it's almost a running situation here. You could run it right up the middle, see what you got. Almost the quarterback power wouldn't be bad here.
I really wonder if you're Coach Holt, are you going to let Hess roll out and throw and give the option to run, or are you just taking your line versus their line and saying, we're going right at you?
Definitely set the tone of the game early here.
Two receivers to the left. Rye to the left of Hess. Backman comes in motion left to right. It's going to be handoff to Rye. Play whistle dead, though. And I believe this is going to go against California. Yeah, California just gifting Eldon with a Cerdike Yamaha first down.
It's like you said, there's a little extra energy in this game, a rivalry game. You got someone on the offensive line wanting to hit another person too soon, and right there, you just gifted a first down. I think it was open, but still, now you don't even got to try to do it.
And not just a first down, but that moves them into the Crown Power Case IH red zone. The Mustangs now threatening. I also like the fact that they brought Beckman in motion. That was a little different look than what they've showed, and I think that made the D-line a little uncomfortable for California. Hey, and I'm sorry. I know we're getting all sorts in your personal space here today. Two receivers to the left for Hess. Beckman going to come in motion again. They're going to give it to Beckman. He takes on the defender, powers through him before being met in the second level. Took 3 men to bring him down. Beckman fighting for every one of the 2, maybe 3 yards he gained.
There was a great block there on the edge, and I tried to get his number. I believe it was Eric Kranz, the junior guard. He set the edge there, and was that Beeland on the carry? No, that was Beckman on the carry. Beckman outran him a little bit. If he would have stayed back just a little bit more, he would have had so much running room up there. Instead, collided with him. Only ended up getting 2 or 3 there, but you might see them call that play later, and it goes for big gain.
I like the jet sweep on occasion. It really can mix things up. Now, Eldon really spreading out. 1 wide receiver to each side. They bring the man in motion. It's a bad snap. Hess has to go back and just dive on it all the way back at the 32-yard line. Oh, what a mistake for the Mustangs.
I don't know what kind of snap count they're on, but it didn't look like Hess was necessarily ready for the snap. He didn't have his hands up. He was kind of had him by his side like he was just sending the man in motion. Ball gets snapped, and now all of a sudden, you're not on schedule.
No, you're looking at 3rd and 21, but same rules apply. Yes, we're going to see the Mustangs throwing here, but as bad as 3rd and 21 sounds, if you can get a chunk of this, I mean, you're going 4-down territory no matter what. If you can get 10 or more, this becomes manageable. Mustangs come set. Rugen's going to go in motion. He's running a little wheel route on the outside. Hess drops back one throw. He is facing all kinds of pressure. Throws off his back foot. Just has to get rid of it out of bounds. He had 3 men coming at him unblocked. Good job just to get rid of it, not lose any more ground.
You could have argued there, if you're California, that could have been intentional grounding. I don't think there was anyone in the area, but great job by him. He had 3 men in his face immediately. I don't know how he got rid of it, honestly.
I threw it off his back foot and still threw the ball 25 yards. I mean, that's not easy to do. So 4th and 21. As a coach, you don't have a lot of plays for this in the playbook. You really never have to use them if you do.
You don't want to say that you don't want to get the first down, but you got to get yards here and win the field position battle on this drive. If not, get the first down.
2 receivers to the right for Hess. He goes hard count. They jumped. That helps a little bit. Pick up some free yardage to make this more manageable. Good discipline by the line of the Mustangs.
An offense like Eldon's probably doesn't have a play that's 4th and 21. Let's go get 20 yards. 16 yards now, you're getting into a territory that, you could run a play that'll work here. And you might go hard count again, just see if you can get him to jump. It's worked twice.
Not just run a play. If you can get Hess into space, 16 is not crazy. 2 receivers out to the left. That is Hardy and Beckman, I believe. It is Rye to the left of Hess. Eldon comes set. Hess takes the snap, drops back, looking left to throw. Line holding up pretty well. Hess is going to take a shot for the end zone. Beckman dives and couldn't come up with it. Good shot. Beckman had a chance. It was a tough grab, though. It'll fall incomplete, and the ball will go back to the Pintos.
If you're Eldon and you lose this game by 7, you're going to look back on this drive, and it's really going to haunt you because you had 2 shots at the end zone where Beckman had a stride and just couldn't connect on him, whether it was a throw that was a step too far or just a drop. I mean, it's going to really haunt you. They really need a defensive stand here. Let's see what California does. Maybe they come out and throw the ball again and just pull a trick on us.
I mean, at the very least, you want to hold it for more than one play, and that was not the case last drive as Bryant took the top off. But we'll see. Friedmeier takes the snap. It's going to be a handoff right up the middle. Mustang celebrate. Ball came loose. It's Mustang football. Look at that running out of the huddle with the ball in his hands. Tevin Eldridge, the senior linebacker, comes up with it. You talk about a game-changing play.
Well, you said you wanted them to hold up for more than one play, but I think that one play drive is perfect.
I stand corrected. Never. You talk about a tale of 2 stories here. Pintos go from 1 play, 1 touchdown to 1 play, 1 fumble, and just like that, the Mustangs will take over on the 24-yard line of California. Hess in the shotgun, 2 receivers to his left, handoff to Rye, running left to right, trying to follow the tackle. Gets a good block up front. Nice chunk yardage on first down as he'll gain 6, maybe 7.
6 or 7 there, but they were still just 1 block away from busting that for a touchdown. I'm telling you, it's coming. This exact play right here, they're going to run. It's gonna burst eventually. That time, number 44 for the Pintos defense, that's Landon Durham. He did a good job. He set the edge, but he also shook his block and got the tackle.
So that's going to go down as a gain of 5, moving him into the Crown Power Case IH red zone. 2nd and 5 for the Mustangs from the 19. Receiver comes in motion. It's going to be handoff to Rye. Looking for some space. He couldn't find much wiggle room. He found a little gap and just dove right through it. So he at least picks up 1.
I'm liking the motion. There's a little timing issue that's happening right now, and it's causing the running back. I'm blanking on his name. Is it DeLong? No.
Oh, the running back for the Mustangs, excuse me. Yeah, that's Rye.
Okay, Rye. It's causing Rye to have to hold up a little bit and not get downhill as quick. So you want to see that cleaned up a little bit.
Yeah, Braden Rye, not the biggest guy out there, 5'7", 165, and a junior, but he runs with a little more power than that. On 3rd down, it's going to be handoff, and going up the middle, picking up the first down and more, driving all the way to the 8-yard line. As the receiver came on the reverse, took the handoff, went right up the cut.
That's a great job by Smithson, and maybe it's designed, maybe it's not. Jet sweeps always go to the outside. All of a sudden, you're running up the gut on it. Maybe it was a cutback, maybe it was designed, but that's perfect. And there was so much running room there.
Yeah, Zach Smithson, he does a lot of the dirty work for this team, and you saw it again there. So just like that, new set it down, Serdike Yamaha first down in this Crown Power Case IH red zone for the Mustangs on the 9-yard line. Hess takes the snap, handoff to Rye, running right to left, trying to get up the gut sheds. One tackle, takes on another, and maybe picks up one, if anything at all. California, a much better job of meeting him at the line of scrimmage.
This feels really like a time as we're seeing these linebackers start to get antsy and want to crash down on this run. It feels like a time that you could slip one behind to Smithson or maybe even Beeland. Or not Beeland, excuse me. Maybe even Beckman. And it'd be a walk-in touchdown right here. Interesting to see what you do.
I agree. They're really overplaying the middle right now. So it's going to be second and goal from the 8-yard line for the Mustangs.
They check in Salmons again.
We'll go two receivers to the left, right to the left of Hess. Hess fakes the handoff. Quick throw right up the middle. Had him off the hands. They were looking for Smithson, I believe. Or did they go for Salmons?
No, they went for Salmons.
Oh, I didn't realize it was the big fella. Oh, that's back-to-back weeks or back-to-back games for the Mustangs that we've seen a big tight end have a shot at it. But, Salmons is going to have nightmares about that. He had every big guy's dream.
And that's the exact play I was talking about right there. They had the linebackers crash down. He made a great read. I don't think it's necessarily built in that he's throwing it. I think he's reading those middle linebackers, and they crash down. Might see him do it again. I'd like to see him go to the outside here.
They're going to spread out two receivers to the right to the right of Hess. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, sets back, looking to throw, going for the corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Mustangs! Devin Hardy with the snag. I had to stop and wait. The corner made a dive. I thought it was picked.
The corner made a play on it. He got a hand on it, tipped it up right back into the hands of the receivers. What a play. Great concentration there. And the Mustangs strike right back.
What a drive. The Mustangs capitalize on a fumble recovery and turn it into 6 as they trot out there now, going to attempt the extra point.
Smithson. Right? Number 7.
Yes, Smithson is the kicker. Good snap, good place. Kick is up and good. With 2:06 to go here in the Lowe's Home Improvement first quarter, we are tied at 7 apiece. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
Tim Schmidt Plumbing, Septic, and Excavating is a full-service plumbing company. Their highest quality licensed plumbers are some of the most qualified service professionals in the area. They can do anything from sewer pipe replacement to fixing a simple faucet leak at an affordable price. They provide a full range of plumbing, septic, and excavating services, including new home plumbing, water heaters, water softeners, new septic system, and land clearing. Licensed and insured. Call Tim Schmidt Plumbing, Septic, and Excavating for all your plumbing needs. 573-216-2292.
And we're back here with 2:06 to go in the first quarter. We've got ourselves a ball game, 7-7. Ryan, how big was that drive for the Mustangs?
Well, you take an early punch like you did from California, and then your offense stalls out, and you really think like, oh, this could be similar to last week. We start to turn the ball over. This is a ball control team. But being able to get that fumble and then strike right back gives the offense some life, gives some crowds some life. I went ahead and took off my headset just to listen to them. They're really into the game right now, and all of a sudden, you're right in it.
And Eldon on the ensuing kickoff. It's going to be a hopper picked up at the 24 by the Pintos, trying to get to the middle of the field. Good job by the Mustang special teams to meet him at the 35, however, driving up to about the 38-yard line. Nice return for California. That's where this drive will get started.
Well, let's see if we can see California put a drive together rather than run one play here.
Yeah, I don't know what to think of California's offense because they either throw a touchdown or they turn the ball over.
Yeah, it's supposed to be an offense that runs 15 plays and takes the entire half up, and so far we've seen 2.
I was going to say, instead, we've seen 15 seconds of offense, not 15 plays. So here we go. First down for the Pintos from their own 38-yard line. Walker Friedmeier, the 6'1 senior quarterback, takes the snap, handoff right up the middle. Little running room, but a good job rallying by the Mustang defense as he gains 4. Just trying to see who took the carry. Looks like the fullback, Tyler Oden. It's going to be hard to judge right away. I mean, they run a fullback and two halfbacks back there behind the quarterback. So every time there's a handoff, it's either going to be Volkart, Oden, or Bryant.
Their goal is to just confuse everyone, confuse the people in the stands, confuse the people on the field, confuse the coaching staff, us as well. And they do it well from what I've seen on film. There's going to be a lot of misdirection. There's going to be a lot of motion. You just have to be assignment sound. They've worked on it all week.
7-7 ball game, 1:20 to go in the first quarter. It's 2nd and 6 for the Pintos. Takes the snap, handoff, fullback up the middle, little running room, but a good tackle from behind as the Mustangs will hold him just shy of the first down. He's brought down at the 46-yard line. He's a little farther back than I thought. He's a little closer, but no, it's the 46-yard line, we'll say, of the Pintos. That'll bring up 3rd and short.
The thing about this Pintos offense and the way they go, anytime it's a yard they need to get, you're probably going to get it. I mean, they're a power running team. They're going to have 2 chances here. So what you need to see Eldon do is get them more in 3rd mediums because they don't want to throw the ball, despite what we've seen.
We haven't seen Friedmeier run the ball yet. He faked that he was going to on the very first play from scrimmage and then threw a 27-yard touchdown. But Friedmeier in the shotgun takes a snap, handoff to left side. Mustangs are there. They drop him for a 2-yard loss. Way to take the edge away and show up big on 3rd down.
Well, right after I say they're going to get it no matter what on 3rd and short, they decide to run the ball outside, which I don't know why they did it, but Eldon was all over it.
So I don't believe the Pintos are going to snap this football as the first quarter is winding down, but it is worth noting they are not sending the punting unit out there at the moment. It'll be 4th and 4 when we come back with a second quarter play. We've played one. It's 7-7 here at Victor Field, all tied up. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
Dunn Property Management is currently taking applications for over 30 one-bedroom, one-bath units in Eldon. These units are for ages 55 plus. Rent includes water, trash, snow removal, and lawn services, and can be pet-friendly upon approval. Locally owned and operated with full-time maintenance staff and office manager. They are close to churches, the senior center, shopping, and parks. For more information, call Dunn Property Management, 573-569-1200.
Second quarter. This is the H&R block of Versailles second quarter. And we're still looking to get any updates out of Versailles. If by chance you're listening and you know anything, send me a text. I need to text Jason. I know he's over there. It is their senior night, and they are playing host to Buffalo. That is a big game for a lot of reasons. For the Versailles Tigers, that's a conference foe. For the Eldon Mustangs, that's a district foe. And that is a district foe that you are still pretty tight with in the points. Eldon's sitting just above Buffalo right now and only 2 points up on them. So if Buffalo would take a loss and Eldon could get a win, that would be huge for district standings.
There's a lot of shuffling that's going to happen in this district in the last few weeks. It feels like everyone in that middle pack is within 2 or 3, and we got a big 4th down here. Looks like they're going for it.
Yeah, 4th and 4. The Pintos are indeed. And once again, a back lined up to each side. The fullback behind for Friedmeier stakes the snap. It's going to be a pitch out to the right. Mustangs bounce him back, and Beckman is there. Tackle for a loss. That's a turnover on town. What a stand by the Mustang defense.
Hey, what a play by Beckman there. You're one-on-one with one of the most athletic kids you're going to see on the field in Aiden Bryan. He's already caught a touchdown, and Beckman could have felt sorry for himself for not making those 2 big diving catches that he attempted to make. Instead, he's going all out on defense and makes a great open field touchdown or tackle. That was either going to be a touchdown or a loss there, and it ended up being a loss.
And because of that, the Mustangs will now take over on downs at the 39-yard line. Now, the Pintos, this is like a flip of how the game started.
Yes.
California got to take over on the 27 and scored in one play. It looked like it was going to be a rough night for the Mustangs. Now we're tied up, and they have favorable field position. Hess in the shotgun takes the snap, looking to throw on first. Now gives a fake. He's going for the long ball. He's got the man third. It's dropped. Oh, that was 6 points waiting to be put up. Oh, him and Beckman just off by a step.
What a play call there. I love that they dialed up a shot just like California did at the beginning of the game. Eldon chooses to line up a shot, and we've got a penalty here.
And it's going to go against the Mustangs. I did not see the signal.
It's illegal touching. My guess is that he was covered up and he was not eligible. So, honestly, probably better he dropped it. That way you're not taking that away. You know, I'm really kind of – it's actually a loss of down and a 5-yard penalty. Just formation, things like that. Now you're behind the sticks. It's second down. you can't really
Well,
run the ball here. I mean,
Is
you can't.
I'm trying to figure out if the chain gang has it wrong or the scoreboard has it wrong. 'cause
I
the
think it's the
scoreboard's-
loss of down. I'm not positive.
No, it is. You are
Yeah.
correct. So it will be 2nd and 15 from the Mustangs now at the 44 of the Pintos. One receiver to each side. They're going to move Rugen out as he starts that wheel route early. Off his back foot is a screen pass set up to Hardy in the middle and a good open field tackle by California. That could have been a big play for Devin.
I don't want to say that California's defense and number 9, that is Colin Althoff, got lucky, but I don't think he was there because he knew what was coming. It seemed like he just was slow off the line there and just happened to be there. That was almost a great play. They let the offensive line through, faked it outside, and went up the middle on the screen pass. You might see him come back to that later in the game and it's open, but now you got a 3rd and 13.
If you pick up a chunk of this, once again, I think you're looking at 4-down territory with what your defense has showed you on that last drive. 2 receivers to the left for Hess. Rye comes set next to Hess. Hess sets his feet, looking to the outside. He gets Beckman, quick catch, and rolls out of bounds after a quick pickup. It's going to be up to the 38-yard line. So that'll bring up 4th and 8, I believe.
4th and 8, I think it's decision time. Personally, I would go for it. But you might see him. They haven't brought a punt unit out. Do they punt from their offense?
They bring in a different unit, but Hess is the punter. They are not going to punt here. Hess went over and got the play call in. 4th and 8 with 11 minutes to go in the H&R block, second quarter. We're tied at 7 apiece. You're on the 38-yard line. I mean,
Yeah, I agree.
it's close enough. 2 receivers out to the right for Hess, Rye to his right. They bring Rugen in motion. Hess going to roll out to his right, sets his feet, fires a rocket. It's caught at the 25, head to the 20. Still fighting for yardage to the 15. What a catch. Beckman brings that one in. That's a Serdike Yamaha first down into the Crown Power Case IH Red Zone.
What a throw there from Hess. Again, it's just a flood concept to the right side. You've got levels to it. He could have taken the underneath because that's what the defense gave him, but he knew he wasn't getting the first down. He steps up past the defender and really drives that ball in there. If you throw a lob pass there, it's not getting in there, but he threw a bullet right to the hands of Beckman.
Yeah, that was catch it or eat it, Jalen Beckman. And Jalen said, I think I'll just catch it. So from the 15 or 16-yard line, I should say, it's going to be a handoff to Rye. Stutter steps before driving forward. A gain of 1 ahead to the 15.
Nothing really going there. I mean, the defensive line just won that rep, and sometimes it's going to happen. Just got to make sure you get a few more back here to stay on schedule. But this is definitely 4-down territory.
Well, you look right there. Rye ran into big Cole Ingram, number 71. He is 6'2", 255 on that D-line for California.
There's a lot of size up there.
On 1. 2 receivers out to the right for Hess. Fakes the handoff. He's going to keep it. No, it was a handoff to Rye. Sheds a tackle. He's got some room driving towards the end zone. He's going to be brought down at the 1-yard line. What a play. They fooled me at least. Hess really sold that he had it as he picks up a Serdike Yamaha first down. Some good running from Braden Rye.
Braden Rye just got to keep leaning on this offensive line, and eventually the D-line was going to tear down, and that's what happened there. Sometimes you're going to have a negative play, but I like that Coach Holt is trusting the run game here.
So at the 2-yard line, 1st and goal for the Mustangs. 2 receivers to the left, right to the left of Hess. Hess takes the snap. He's going to keep it. Tries running to the left. California ready for it, though, as they meet him at the line of scrimmage. Kind of take the feed out from under Hess so he can't push forward, and he loses a yard.
I'm shocked they were as ready for that. It hit so quick. I thought it would be open, but they were kind of all over it. And again, now you're in a situation where the linebackers are crashing down. You might throw behind them, but when you're running the ball so successfully, you don't always want to think, goal line, let's run it, or let's pass it.
No, there is a certain vote of confidence you can have in your big guys up front to say, hey, it's 2nd and goal. We're at the 3. I know you can get the push to get us there. 2 receivers to the left, heavy set to the right. Handoff to Rye, running left to right. He's following the big boys, drops his head, dives, and he is about a foot shy of the end zone. Oh, so close. I mean, he could not be closer without being in. Maybe the length of a football from the goal line.
The good news is I think you're in quarterback sneak territory here. I've seen him do it a few times. They're mainly a shotgun team, but if he gets under center here, I'd say they're sneaking it.
And you are absolutely right, as Hess is going to go under center. Heavy formation from this Mustang line. Takes the snap. He's pushing forward. Rye's going to come in, push him as well. Touchdown, Mustangs! Hunter Hess on the quarterback sneak. Give a little assist to Rye and the big boys up front.
They call it the brotherly shove in the NFL. You see it out of the Eagles all the time. They weren't necessarily in that set, but Hess was not going to get in there, and then Rye just gave him the little extra push he needed, and Mustangs take the lead.
What a drive from the Mustangs. So you talk about flipping the script. California looked like they were going to do bad things on the first drive.
Yes.
As the extra point attempt coming up, clean snap kick is up and good. Mustangs go up 14-7. You can feel the momentum shift in the air. 8:31 to go in the second quarter. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
At Side & Sugar Novi Partners, we know the value of hard work, and we're here to support you every step of the way. Whether you're a farmer, rancher, or homeowner, we have the solution for you. Our John Deere compact tractor packages are reliable machines built to tackle any task on your property. With low monthly payments and finance options, SN Partners makes it easier than ever to bring home the power you need. Visit snpartners.com for more information. Side & Sugar Novi, your partner for the land.
Looking for a pre-owned, dependable car or truck? Stop by Tim's Auto Connection just south of Laurie. Check out their selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. Tim's team will be happy to help you find the vehicle you're looking for, even if it's not already on their lot. Call or stop by Tim's Auto Connection for quality service, no pressure, and great prices on pre-owned vehicles. Tim's Auto Connection just south of Laurie. Call 573-372-0280. That's 573-372-0280.
Big drive and a big score from the Mustang offense. They take the lead 14-7 over California. 8:31 to go in the H&R Block second quarter. Kickoff is away. It's going to be fielded by the Pintos at the 10-yard line. Aiden Bryant returns it to the middle of the field. Sheds a couple tackles. He's got open field. One man left to beat. And what a job by Hess. He drops the shoulder and puts Bryant down at the 45. Hess just saved 7 points.
Yeah, he did, and it's impressive to see your quarterback step up like that. The sideline exploded, which is not something you normally see after, nearly a 50-yard return. But this is something I wanted to mention. California has killed it in the return games. I saw 2 or 3 returns for touchdowns just looking through their film, and I watched one game. So you never know.
So California will start this drive from the 45-yard line of the Mustangs. Quick update from Versailles. They lead 6-0 in the second quarter. It's going to be handoff right up the middle, about a 3-yard gain on first down from the fullback. I believe that was Tyler Oden on the carry.
California got away with one there. Their left guard went extremely early on that play. No call. But I think that's the only reason they have a gain. So far, Eldon has dominated this line of scrimmage. It's been impressive to see.
So getting updates from our buddy Jason Vansel, who's over there for Michael Senior Night, said they got 6-0 out of a 70-yard touchdown run from Reese Murdoch. So that tends to help things.
Big plays help.
2nd and 7 for the Pintos. Taking the snap, it's going to be handoff right side. Mustangs are there, but shedding the tackle and fighting forward for a first down. Tyler Oden, the Mustangs had him stopped at the line of scrimmage, but Oden would not be denied.
Those are the little things throughout the game that will benefit California extremely, when you're talking about a team that wants to run the ball and that's all they're going to do. One missed tackle can be the difference between a stop and a touchdown drive.
And once again, Tyler Oden, 5'8", 170. That is a load of a player, but that will bring up 3rd and 1. I thought he got a little more, but 3rd and short here for the Pintos. Would be shocked to see them do anything other than hand it off right up the middle. And Eldon expecting the same as they will load the box. Quarterback takes a snap, handoff up middle, following the guard. He's got room as he drives forward up to the 26-yard line of the Mustangs. New set of downs for the Pintos off the Aiden Bryant run.
Well, so far what I've gathered out of this California offense is expect the unexpected. They come out the first play and, throw a bomb, and then right there you say they're going to run the ball at the middle, and they choose to run the ball outside, which didn't work last drive, but they don't care. They went right back to it, and it works that time.
The thing with Bryant is not only is he a fairly big, strong kid, and he's 6'1" and 180, he's also got some speed to him as well. So on first down, handoff up the gut. Mustangs waiting for it as they're going to push him back. No gain. Oden would not go down, mind you. Excuse me, that wasn't Oden on that carry.
That was Colin Althoff, who we talked about in the pregame, just me and you, not in the pregame, actually, just before the game. He's 6 foot 195. And they chose to go outside with him, which was an interesting choice, but obviously going nowhere.
I know we have listeners in California, and if you're listening to this game from California, I'd like to know what's in your water and what you're feeding these kids. These are some stout boys for the Pintos, and it looks like we've got a Lloyd Belt Automotive timeout on the field going to be taken by California. We'll take the break as well. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
Sure, people say vaping is a safer alternative to smoking. It's safer than swimming with sharks while dressed like a seal, flying a kite in the middle of a lightning storm, brushing your teeth with toilet water. Just because people say vaping is safer than cigarettes doesn't make it safe. Do your part. Spread the word and the trend.
This message brought to you by the Miller County Health Center.
Holly Lift Boat Lifts. You've got your home at the lake and you found the perfect boat. Now, to just make sure the boat bottom stays clean and up out of the water. Holly Lift Boat Lifts. We've been the lake's choice for reliable boat lifts for over 40 years, and we offer a lifetime warranty on our tanks. We don't just build boat lifts, we build Holly Lifts.
We don't just build soft lifts, we build Holly lifts.
Second and 12 for the Pintos from the 30-yard line. Quarterback keeper flag comes up. This one's coming back. I think there was a hold from the Pintos, and it's a short gain anyways of about 3.
It's one of those ball don't live moments because the Aiden Bryant was just leaning forward, itching to go, and he fell forward before the snap. And now they're going to, I believe, call it back for a hold.
Do you know who started the ball don't lie thing? Or at least kind of made it famous?
I have no clue who did.
Rasheed Wallace.
Out of all people.
Oh, yeah. The amount of times he got technicals for that, too, it was amazing.
No, okay, so they did call an illegal shift because he moved early. I'm shocked they didn't blow it dead, but it's gonna go way back.
Too. That's a big one for the Pintos. It will force 2nd and 17 now from the 33-yard line of the Mustangs. 6:08 to go in the second quarter.
When you run an offense like them, you already can't afford to get behind the sticks, but then you can't get a pre-snap penalty when you're already behind the sticks. Now you're way behind.
So Friedmeier in the shotgun where he's played all night, back to his right and left. He's going to drop back to throw, looking to the right side. He's got a man open, caught at the 28, fighting forward to the 25-yard line. A good tackle by Smithson and Beckman. But a solid gain from the Pintos as they pick up well over half of that, moving the ball up to about the 23-yard line of the Mustangs.
That's exactly what they wanted to do now there, because now you got 3rd and 6, and if your identity is to run the ball and win the trenches, then you expect that you can get 6 on 2 rushes. So expect to see them run their triple option both plays here.
I will say this Eldon defense has got some timely stops against the run. So we'll see if they can cover it up. A little confusion. The ends finally get set for the Mustangs. Freeman takes the snap. He drops back, looking to throw again. He's going to take a shot for the corner of the end zone. It's hung up. Hardy goes up and breaks it up. A great job by Devin Hardy to see that ball coming, get turned around, and deny it from the receiver.
They targeted the sophomore Jackson Hensley there. He was 6 foot. He's 6 foot. He's got a little height. But as you said, that's Devin Hardy, who's 5'6", defending that pass and doing a great job. They just wanted the "I'm bigger than you" fade there. Ball wasn't greatly placed, but Hardy was all over it and made a great play.
I oversold Hardy earlier, by the way. I said he's 5'6", 5'7", and 150. He's 5'6", and 120.
Yeah, he's small.
He is not a big guy, but he
did a
packs
great job.
Oh, yeah. Great position. 4th and 6 for California. Man comes in motion, gets it. They have a very weird formation, and the officials didn't like it either. Flag on the play. Oh, no, it's going against Eldon.
This is one of the hardest things to do because you want to jump off the ball. It's going to be 4th and 1 here now. You want to jump off the ball as the defensive line. You see that man in motion. That's been your cue the whole game. And then they do a hard count off of it. You don't see hard counts with motion in spread offenses. But then you get in this triple option offense where you got the orbit motion, and you'll see it all the time. It works like a charm. It'll probably happen again 2 or 3 times tonight. We'll see what Eldon does.
So this makes 4th down a lot more manageable for the Pintos. 4th and 1 now on the 17-yard line of the Mustangs. So again, I was wrong last time, but I'd be shocked to see anything other than the fullback up the middle. Freeman takes the snap, handoff, fullback running to the left, follows the guard. Lot of room as he's going to go untouched into the end zone, and the Pintos have answered. They're an extra point away from tying this thing up.
Usually on a 4th and 1 play, you see a scrum in the middle, kind of like what we saw on the goal line with Eldon. But when the safeties come down, the middle linebackers start to cheat down, the cornerbacks are playing press coverage, all of a sudden you're susceptible to a big play. You get one block, you're gone, and that's what happened there. And they're about to knot things up pending the extra point.
Reminder, if you're listening to this game and thinking, man, I wish I could see what's going on, you go to mostsportszone.com and watch coverage of this game. We've got Aiden, the cameraman. He's just knocking it out of the park, man. He's getting the best angles right now. I'm very impressed. On the extra point attempt, clean snap. Kick is up. Good and good. So just like that, we are all knotted up with 4 minutes to go in the first half. This is the H&R Block second quarter, and we've taken quite a few breaks. We'll hold it here for just a moment. Some big games coming up this weekend. We already got one out of the way as last night Kansas City Chiefs moved to 5-1 with a win over their AFC West foe, the Denver Broncos, and I saw a lot of people on Facebook. They're mad because he only won 19-8 or whatever. First off, I remind you that 10 years ago, we would have been ecstatic to beat anyone 19-8.
Right.
And secondly, I still don't feel like the Chiefs were dead set at any point in that game, like, we have to score, because there was a lot of plays on 4th and short. You took Patrick Mahomes out of the mix, and I don't feel like they were taking Denver seriously.
No, and it's kind of tough to do when you've dominated the AFC West the way they have for however long. The Broncos, they haven't won in 8 years over the Chiefs, and everyone knew
straight losses.
Yeah, everyone knew it wasn't going to happen last night.
Yeah, the last time the Broncos beat the Chiefs, Barack Obama was president. TikTok didn't exist, and neither did Apple iPods or EarPods, whatever they're called. Oh, and it's a hopper on the kickoff. Went off one set of Mustang hands, but I believe it was Rugen pulled it in for the Mustangs at the 36-yard line.
I mean, how about Coach Kenny Grubb? I don't think that his kicker necessarily has the strongest leg, so maybe it's 6'1", half a dozen other, whatever. But I really just think that he wants to get the ball back, and it's amazing to see.
He reminds me, and I do mean this as a compliment, not the insult that it may have become. He reminds me a little bit of Brandon Staley. That I just feel like he's willing to try some risky stuff.
Yeah.
On first down, Mustangs take the snap. It's Rye running right to left and trying to follow the guard, but not much there as he'll pick up maybe one ahead to the 38-yard line.
Again, if you're Eldon, you have to be content with this happening every so once in a while, because if you keep leaning on it, you're going to get that big play to snap. We've already seen it happen once or twice, and it's going to keep coming.
This also becomes interesting when you look at the clock. California will get the ball back, start the second half. We're at about 3:30 to go in this second quarter. Mustangs with the ball, but California does have 2 timeouts if they would get the ball back.
Not necessarily the offense that's going to drive down the field quick.
Hess looking to throw. He gives a pump fake. Now looking to throw deep to Beckman, and the ball was out of bounds, wasn't going to be hauled in anyways. So now the issue is you have stopped the clock and brought up 3rd and 10 with 3:22 to go on your own 37-yard line.
I was getting ready to say, against most offenses, yes, you want to try to pick up this first down. But for California, if you run another 40 seconds off the clock twice, it's going to be tough for them to move the ball down the field that quickly. Now you've kind of opened up the door. I feel like you have to run it here, but they might pass to try to just pick up the first down and avoid the situation entirely.
I wouldn't hate to see a quick slant across the middle with Smithson or anything rolling Hess out to give him the option to either throw or run. But you do need to keep this clock moving if possible. Going to flash Rugen out, fake the screen. Hess drop back. They're giving him some time, but he's under pressure now. He has to get rid of it. Looks for Rugen. It goes off of his hands.
That's a legal man downfield. They had the screenplay dialed up, and this is something I do when I'm playing video games and I'm playing Madden. I try to throw the ball downfield on a screen pass, and it doesn't work because the linemen are downfield, and they're going to get a legal man downfield here. I'd say it's going to be declined, surely.
I would think if you're California, you would want to decline this.
And now you've put yourself in a disastrous position where California's got a chance. You need a good punt here. The wind's not really it's side wind. So
yeah, it's not going to be a factor. Hess does have a big leg as the snap will be from the 37-yard line, but Hess is probably going to be back behind his own 30, taking that. Actually, Hess will be farther back than that. He is at about his own 23. So he'll punt from closer to the 25. I've seen Hess punt this thing 50 yards, no problem. So if he could flip the field here, it would be huge. Hess gets a good snap, steps into it just shy of the 30. It's a good punt. It's bobbled at the 25, still on the ground, finally picked up by California in the middle of the field at the 30. Trying to get outside at the 35, but written down. Good special teams by the Mustangs. And there is a flag on the field. This may be coming back even further for the Pintos.
That's a big tackle there by Owen Martin. Whenever I saw the difference between the two and the angle he was taking, I didn't think he was going to make the tackle, but he got out there, dove a little bit, and made the play. And now we've got a hold on the Pintos, so they'll move back even farther than they were. And now you can take a little bit of a sigh of relief if you're Eldon, because even though what they were trying to do didn't work out, they're in a much better position.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with Owen Martin on that tackle because Brooks Volkart had it on the return, and Volkart comes in at 5'8", 155, a fast running back. And no offense towards Owen Martin, he's not built like a running back, but an open field tackle that really saved the play. So the Pintos on their own 25-yard line, 3:01 to go here in the H&R Block, second quarter. California will get the ball back, start the second half. If you're California, how aggressive are you right now?
You got to try to move the ball downfield. Don't go away from what you do, though. Your identity is your identity.
It's going to be the option play pitched out. Eldon is there, though, making the hit at the 25. Going to be no gain, as it was a pitch out that time to Colin Althoff. And a big guy, but a good tackle made by this Mustang defense.
They're going to go quick here. They ran speed option with, again, Althoff, and that makes no sense to me.
Yeah, you've got a lot more speed than Althoff back there, and they're going to go, it's a fake to the fullback, and Freeman going to keep it. The Mustangs don't care. Jalen Beckman hits him at the line of scrimmage. They're going to give him forward momentum to the 26-yard line, but still, that's going to bring up 3rd and 9 for California, and they take the timeout.
Why do you take a timeout there? I mean, I know he's been aggressive all night, but you have 2 plays that go for nothing, and that play set up well, but Eldon played fantastic assignment football, and they're going to be ready for the pass here, so it's not like you're going to get a deep shot on a play-action pass.
This is big, too, because Mustangs have all 3 timeouts. So if Eldon gets the stop, especially if you're looking at an incomplete pass that stops the clock on its own, you could risk giving Eldon the ball back with a little over 2 minutes to play and 3 timeouts. Anything is possible here.
I don't really know what you're doing. I saw this happen in an NFL game the other day, and they ended up not getting the 3rd down. They punted it back, and the other team went and scored because they had all 3 timeouts left. Maybe if you're an offense that wants to get out and sling it, you do this, but I don't understand when your identity is running the football.
In my mind, there is a fine line between aggressiveness and greed, and I feel like this is a little bit greedy by California, looking to get a little more, but we'll see what the Pintos have. 3rd and 9 from their 26 out of the shotgun. Freeman rolls out to his left, sets his feet. He's going to fling in the middle of the field, got the man there, and it's broken up, falls incomplete. What a recovery to get his hand in there. Evan Beanland saves the huge play. So with 2:25 to go, California is going to have to punt from their own 26, and the Mustangs have all 3 timeouts.
Now, I'm not going to lie. After watching that play, I like the decision by Kenny Grubb to go for it. They definitely knew all week that was going to be wide open. Eldon was sitting back in a cover 3 right there. You put the safety in a big bind whenever you run one guy across the middle. He goes with him, and they had the post wide open. Number 4, whoever that is, didn't give up on the play and gets the pass breakup.
So the punt away for the Pintos, and it will be fielded at the 38, up to the 40, trying to get outside is Beckman. He breaks the tackle ahead to midfield and goes out of bounds. I believe they're going to mark that at about the 48-yard line of the Pintos. So 2:16 to go in the quarter, 3 timeouts left. Eldon's got a lot of life here in the end of the half.
You go from, oh no, this is a disaster. We're giving them the ball back, and they've got a chance to score and then get it at halftime, to now Eldon can go down and get a lot of momentum into this place.
And Eldon does have the ability to kick extra points, so I got to believe if you got close enough, you could consider a field goal.
Zach Smithson was good from 35 in warm-ups.
So there's a chance. It's going to be a handoff to Rye on 1st down. Goes up the middle. Not much to be had there as he'll pick up 1. And Eldon with all 3 timeouts. We'll see how they choose to play this. As instead, they'll just go quickly back to the huddle, get the play call in. Game clock down to about 2 minutes to go.
The clock stops on 1st downs in high school still, so you don't need to go quick yet and panic and call your timeouts. See what you get on this play.
Yeah, you also want to, use up a little of it in case you do wind up having to punt. 2 receivers to the left for Hess. Rye to his left as well. It's going to be handoff to Rye, running left to right. He tries to shed one tackle, but just manages to spin forward back to the line of scrimmage. So Eldon, a little bit conservative here.
I say you should stay on the ground. You saw what happened last drive. If you bust one, you bust one. If you get a 1st down, that's when you think about maybe putting the ball in the air. But it's not smart since they get the ball at half.
Yeah, I'm thinking here, you don't actually have to take the snap till just over a minute of game clock left.
Right.
I wouldn't be against allowing Hess to throw the ball.
You got to drain the clock a little bit if you're going to do that. They're not going to here, so maybe you're wrong.
Yeah, 2 receivers left, right to the left. Hess stabs back. He is going to throw. Rye picks up 1 pass rusher. Hess avoiding the pass rush, gets the ball away, but it falls incomplete, so the clock will stop at 1:07. That's going to bring up 4th down, and the Mustangs going to have to give it back to California.
That was textbook there from Hess on sensing the pressure and getting out of there. he actually had a guy, and I think he was just trying to throw that down at his feet, but he was open and could have made something happen there. Now, it doesn't look like they're wanting to punt the ball, but I
We'll
don't
see
know.
how they line up. By the way, another update out of Versailles. Ty Ollison just rips the ball from the quarterback's hands and goes 68 yards to the house with it as the Tigers lead Buffalo 12-0, a game that will impact Eldon's district standings. Eldon going for it on 4th and 8 with 1:07 to go. Hess takes the snap, rolling left. He's facing pressure, throws forward off his back foot, and he's picked off. But the flag comes out. Yeah, we're going to have a PI here. Is it on the defense?
No, he stepped out of bounds, I think. Or maybe there's something after the play.
I don't know, because the second flag just came in late.
And then he threw his hat off, which usually means that
Sportsmanlike
he called
conduct
another
after.
one.
Yeah.
This could
And
be a big either
The
way.
Mustang offense is staying out there, so whatever the call is, and the Pinto defense doing the same,
Wow.
they must believe that this is going to result in a new set of downs or at least a offsetting penalty, a replay of fourth
Illegal
down.
touching, and then probably an unsportsmanlike conduct. Oh, in California, though. So he did step out of bounds. That's what the hat was for. And then
Okay.
they called the unsportsmanlike conduct. I don't know if he ran up the sideline. I didn't see his route initially. So
Whatever it must mean is that
the ball will go back to California.
it's going to California. The Eldon defense has come out.
But they'll back up 15, which basically I'd say that you're taking knees at this point. I don't know.
I don't know. I've tried predicting California thus far and been wrong every time.
Well,
so.
actually, you're not taking knees because Eldon still has 3 timeouts if you get the ball back again. But you're going to be
So-
conservative, surely.
Is this? Yeah, okay. You're right. It does back California at 15, so that means California will start this drive with 1:02 to go in the second quarter, tied at 14 apiece from their own 25-yard line.
I'm still confused on how they called. Oh, they called a legal man downfield, I guess. So one of the linemen was going downfield. I was trying to think of how they called illegal touching when he didn't touch the ball, but that would be why.
So we'll see what California does here as they'll line up 2 receivers to the left, Friedman in the shotgun. He's going to hand it off right up the gut. Ball's on the ground. I think Friedman managed to jump on it, though.
I don't know why they're trying to get so cute here. Friedman did fall on it.
I just realized I've been calling him Friedman for the last quarter. It's Friedmeyer. My apologies.
Yeah, I don't know why he tried to get so cute there and like run a reverse and all this stuff. Just run the clock out at this point.
Yeah, and that seems to be what both teams are okay with. This last 2 minutes has drug on for about 10 minutes,
Yes.
and no one's gained more than 5 yards. So I think they've agreed, all right, guys, we need to go back to the locker room and talk this over a smidge.
What a first half we've seen, though. I mean, you've seen knockout punches from both teams that we thought maybe would just carry on throughout this game, but each team answers back with a punch just as strong.
Absolutely. It's
Maybe a
living up
timeout
to the
here.
hype of this rivalry as they're going to let the play clock run down to 1 before burning a timeout, 17 seconds to go on the game clock.
Maybe taking a knee now. I don't know why you'd call. I don't know.
I'm not really sure at this point either. I'm very
At,
confused
this
on a lot.
point, at that point, you could have snapped the ball with one instead of calling a timeout with one. But I guess maybe they are concerned that, maybe reiterate, hey, we have to hold on to the ball here because they do have 3 timeouts, and if we fumble the ball in our own territory and give it back to them, they'll probably score.
I don't know. Knowing California, they may be going, all right, we're going to run a straight-out Hail Mary right now. Spread it out and everybody on go routes.
We're going to let it go down to 17 and then run the most heinous trick play of all time. I mean, my goodness.
We're going to have Kadarius Tony throw into double coverage.
I thought for sure that was getting picked off.
Everyone thought that was getting picked off. I'm pretty sure Jarek McKinnon, who was the receiver, thought it was getting picked
Yes.
off. So California, that's not a victory formation like they're taking a knee. They are going to run something here.
Just make sure you hold on to the football. I'd say that's all. You do need to run it, though, because they have 3 timeouts.
2 receivers to the left for Freemeyer. Takes the snap, hands it off right up the middle, and getting through the hole and a lot more. Big gainer out to midfield before being pushed out of bounds. Who was that on the carry?
It's number 3.
Oh, that was It couldn't have been number 3.
Swear.
Tyler Oden. Wow, he was moving quick.
Can run a little bit for a bigger guy.
Yeah, I mean, you don't expect your fullback to have wheels like that, and that's a big play. It's huge to use that timeout because now you don't have one with 10 seconds to go in the half. You're on the Mustang 47-yard line, but
If you're California's coach, you're almost mad that just happened because now nothing's probably going to come out of this, but,
Two receivers to left for Friedmeier. He's going to roll out to his left, looking to unload this one deep. He uncorks it. He's got a man alone down the middle of the field, but Friedmeier just missed him. If he'd have put that one on, there was not a Mustang within 10 yards of him.
Again, that's that play that they just ran. This time he rolled out to kind of make it look like giving up on that side of the field. But you've got 4 safeties back. I don't know how you allow that to happen. You're in strictly prevent. And, if they get 40 yards on an underneath pass, it doesn't matter because they need 50. Yeah, I don't know what the defenders were doing there. Now they're all going to line up on the 20 and just go to the goal line at this point.
Honestly, you want your hands team back to knock anything down. But if I'm California, in all honesty, I'm not chucking the long ball. I'm looking more of a screen pass, try to get blockers out front.
Maybe throw one back like we saw Kelsey do last night.
Absolutely, a little hook and ladder. And they're going to go screen pass out to the flat, but the ball too low to even be brought in. They were looking for Aiden Bryant. Oh, my goodness. They got time for one more. See, I like the idea from California, though. If you can get Bryant the ball with a little space to work, he's got the speed and athleticism to break something.
Right. And we haven't seen him get out in space tonight, really, other than the catch he made, which wasn't in space. He just went over top of someone.
Oh, yeah.
He could really burn some defenders here, and you never know. We did see it happen. Was that in Miami? They ran a play similar to that and got all the way, scored and beat the Patriots?
Yes, that actually was. But I also remember vividly the Chiefs playing the Cowboys years ago, and right before the half, they ran something like that with Tyreek Hill from about 50 yards out, got Tyreek into open space, and he was able to score.
I remember that too, yeah.
So last play of the half, and it's once again going to be pass out to Bryant. He gets ahead to the 40. Got a couple blockers out front. The Mustangs there, though. He takes a bit of a hit and going to be brought down at the 22-yard line. So he'll get some filler yards on that one. But at the end of the half, we're tied at 14 apiece. A good one here at Victor Field. Your halftime show coming up just a moment. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
When you're looking for a new furnace or air conditioner, price is important, but warranty, reliability, and efficiency are big factors too. At DeGraff and Reed Heating and Cooling, you'll receive very competitive pricing on the industry-leading Aries products. Every Aries product is built on 80 years of experience, testing, and research. Servicing the Lake and Jefferson City areas for nearly 15 years, DeGraff and Reed Heating and Cooling for reliable products offered by reliable people. Call DeGraff and Reed Heating and Cooling.
It's not called a farm won't or a farm can't. It's the Case IH Farm All Series, and it's available now at Crown Power and Equipment. And instead of telling you that the Case IH Farm All can do baling, mowing, pulling, raking, and digging, we'll just give you the list of things it won't do. Ready? Nothing. Get your Case IH Farm All Series today at Crown Power and Equipment and find out why Can Do comes in red. Crown Power and Equipment. Passion, power, performance. Find a location near you at crown-power.com.
Car buying has definitely changed a lot. I don't dread it at all anymore, thanks to everybody at Lloyd Bell Automotive. I knew what SUV I wanted. I knew right about what I wanted to pay, but I thought it was going to be hard to find until I mentioned it to the guys at Lloyd Bell Automotive, and they had one here within 2 days. They brought it to me. They made sure I loved it, worked out all the financing. I've never done business like that before. Lloyd Bell Automotive is definitely making car buying fun again, and as a busy mom, I appreciate them very much.
Lloyd Bell Automotive, downtown Eldon.
Stepping onto the boat, pushing off from the dock, tying on the perfect bait, and casting a line.
We got one.
Sharing your favorite hobby. Brought to you by Lake Regional Orthopedics. From total joint replacement to memories that can't be replaced.
My fish is bigger than yours.
Our commitment runs deep. Learn more at lakeregional.com.
And we're back here with the Hy-Vee halftime show. It has been a fun, competitive first half. We were just talking before we came back. It didn't look like it was going to go that way, but boy, we've seen a back-and-forth affair early.
I'm not going to lie. I said the same thing to you. I was very nervous for Eldon with that start. You come off a bad week, sometimes, and we said that we thought that Coach thought they had a good week of practice, but sometimes you come back with that lull. You don't maybe have a good practice when you need to because you're working on assignment football. It was like, oh, this could get bad. But they threw a punch right back, and then their defense has been throwing haymakers all night. You give up the long touchdown run there at the end. It's not really what you wanted to do. But so far, they've really held California in check. It was just two big plays.
Yeah, I was worried coming into this game with the amount of motion that the Pintos use. You've got so much option back there with the triple option that they run. And I thought, all right, that could give Eldon some trouble. You never know who has the football, what's going to happen. But they have done a good job hemming up the edges and keeping the runner in front of them. And we've actually seen the Pintos struggle offensively at times even. And on the flip side of that, the Mustangs were able to run the ball early, but they've seen some success through the air as well.
They did a good job early. I put down as my two biggest keys to the game when I was going through my notes. One was for both teams to win the line of scrimmage when California had the ball. And so far, Eldon has done that. Despite it being tied, Eldon has really dominated defensively the line of scrimmage. My other one was that Eldon really needed to establish their mid-zone running game, which is that little outside run. You see them cut it up sometimes, so that they could get to the passing game. And they've done both of those things perfectly, and that's the reason why it's 14-14, even though the records are completely opposite.
I will say California made some adjustments late in the second quarter and did take away a little bit of that running game. We saw Rye get a little bit contained, I guess you could say. He followed the guard early on the right side quite a bit, so it'll be nice to see if Eldon can get that back in the third quarter. I'm sure Coach Holt has some minor adjustments he wants to make to get Rye a little bit more space. But no, I was impressed overall with what we saw out of both squads. It's been a very competitive affair. Elsewhere in the area, I know that Mark was telling us that it is Southern Boone all over Osage, I believe, 21-7, if I recall that right. And then the last update I got out of Versailles was Versailles leads Buffalo 12-0, which once again is a big one for the Mustangs, because if Eldon could hold on and snag a win in this one here, not only I do believe that I'm trying to think. Versailles is Class 3 as well. So I guess they're playing the same size school. So the points don't really make a difference there. But if they would win, I mean, Buffalo is currently setting 2 points below Eldon. So worst case scenario would be Eldon lose, Buffalo win. Buffalo would likely surpass them in the points. But if you could get a win and a Buffalo loss, that would put a little more breathing room between you and the first road team as far as districts go, because hosting a district game is such a big deal.
Yeah, I didn't get to do it early in my high school career. Towards the end, we became dominant, and I got to host the games, and I just can't even stress how much of a difference it is. Whether you're traveling 15 minutes or you're traveling an hour, your day is completely different when you're on the road, especially in high school. It's not like you're an NFL player who gets to go stay in a hotel that's 15 minutes from the stadium and you're basically playing a home game. Everything's different. You might leave school early. You might do this early. It really changes the flow of things. It's nice to be home, have that home cook and the home crowd, all of that. And it's really going to be important for Eldon. Now, the thing that is also really important to look for Eldon is the team right above them is at St. James. They play a Class 4 school tonight, so they're going to get a little extra help from that. But they might struggle in a win from Buffalo, or a win from Eldon, and a loss from St. James could slide them up another spot.
I mean, I'll go one further. You look ahead, just a mere 3 points, not even 3 full points, is Mountain Grove sitting at 31.5, Eldon at 28.8. If by chance you're Eldon, you pull off the win and both those teams lose, there's a good chance you could jump right back into second spot. Let's be real. No one's running down Ava. Ava is a powerhouse this year. That's the other side with the district seeding. I don't want to be that guy, but if you can somehow pull off the 2 seed, you avoid Ava as long as possible.
Right.
And worst case scenario, you see them in the district championship game. But some other big games in the area once again going on tonight. Buffalo Versailles, we've been keeping you updated with. That's homecoming night, senior night for the Tigers. Camdenton at Lebanon. I have to check with Mark. Last update, I believe Camdenton was winning, but that was still a close affair. You can listen to that one, Mix 92.7, as well as watch it at mosportzone.com. Same place you can watch this game. Osage is at Southern Boone. That one's been all Southern Boone, which kind of shocks me because Osage has been playing some good football lately, but that's on our sister station, Cool 102.7. Adrian is at Cole Camp. That Bluebird team has been a little confusing for me this year. They struggled early, but they really pushed Versailles a couple weeks ago. Lone Jack with Kingsville at Tipton. Lone Jack with Kingsville played Versailles last week, and it got ugly. Tipton has a legitimate shot of going to the Final Four this year in Class 1 football. I would be surprised if that game was not already ugly. And then Russellville at Sherwood. Sherwood, from everything I've seen, is struggling mightily this year, so could be a big week for Russellville. But looking ahead, talking about big games, tomorrow, pregame 4:30, kickoff 6:30, Mizzou and those boys in blue, Kentucky. That's going to be a football game.
I'm really excited to see how Mizzou bounces back from LSU. And we say bounce back, it was their first loss of the season. I thought they played fantastic. It was just Daniels for LSU played an even better game at quarterback. And that's probably the best quarterback performance that you've seen in Mizzou since maybe the Drew Locks days from a visitor or a home quarterback. So it was really impressive to see that. I want to see how they bounce back. Big rivalry game. It's been ugly the past few years when the two teams have played. And I'm not even a Mizzou fan, but I'm really excited to watch that one.
I thought a big part of it was all year long Brady Cook has been Superman. Physically has not made a mistake, set the SEC record for the most consecutive passes without an interception, and he finally blinked. Mizzou had a chance to go down and win the game. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying we lost because of Brady Cook. I mean, the defense could be better, things of that nature. But I'm sorry, we do have an update coming in as I've got Mark texting me from the studio. Appreciate you, Mark. The last update we have as far as Lebanon and Camdenton was Lebanon leading Camdenton by a score of 13-7.
That doesn't shock me at all.
That good of a Lebanon squad?
I don't know if Lebanon's necessarily one of the best squads this year that they've ever had, but they've been so close the past few years, and Camdenton's been getting to them. So it'll be interesting to see how that one plays out. But Camdenton's usually a high-flying offense, so the fact that it's a 13-7 game, Lebanon's doing something right.
Absolutely. I mean, that means anything's possible in the second half as well. But back to Mizzou, I just really felt like the defense got some holes in it in the second half that we hadn't seen for a while. And it does go back to the quarterback play. You're absolutely right. Mobile quarterbacks are so difficult to guard, even though that really is the modern quarterback nowadays. But yeah, I think Mizzou, it could be a big bounce back. Kentucky's very talented. But it's worth noting, they just took it on the chin from Georgia last week. It wasn't even close.
Seeing Kentucky, the way Kentucky will bounce back is similar to the way that Eldon is having to bounce back tonight.
Fair.
They took it right off the chin against, the best team. Georgia's by far the best team. It's like one, and then there's everyone else.
Yeah.
But for Missouri, it's a good chance the field's wide open this year. And you go into, they got Georgia next week. They can't overlook Kentucky first. They got to go in, bounce back, play well. And then you've got a big matchup with Georgia. You're playing yourself into big games.
Absolutely. And my big thing for Mizzou is you still control your own destiny.
Exactly.
If you were going to lose to anyone, LSU is the team to lose to. You can go give Kentucky their second loss of the season. That'll move you right ahead of them. Then you get those Bulldogs in Athens. Yeah, that's a tough game, but you're the only team that pushed Georgia last year. If you could somehow go knock off Georgia, if you win out this season, guess what? You're not just, going to the SEC championship game. You may be going to the college football playoffs. So you still control your own fate. It's not an easy go about things, but I do believe Mizzou has an argument that they have one of the top 5 wide receivers in the nation in Luther Burden. He is a grown man playing with college kids, and he shows it. Even in that loss last week, he had 150.
Look, I've not been the biggest fan of what I've seen from Drinkowitz on the field in terms of maybe clock management, some play calls, whatnot. His recruiting is unheard of. How did he get Luther Burden? I don't know. I know NIL probably has a play in it, but he's been dominant, and anytime he's going to have a big game, the Tigers are going to win.
And the name escapes me, and it's horrible that it does. They also got the transfer from Oklahoma.
Marvin Mims. Or no, not Marvin Mims. My goodness. I know his name. I can't.
I know. And he had 800 receiving yards for Oklahoma last year. He has been the perfect number 2 complement to Luther Burden because he could be a number 1 on any other team. It's just, once again, Luther Burden's a freak of nature who's going to be playing on Sundays here in the next couple of years. But I don't know. I think Mizzou has as good of a chance as they've had in a long time. And it's great just to see Mizzou be competitive, which, by the way, we've still got over 10 minutes to go. It's an extra long halftime here at Eldon. I've been sitting on a topic all week. I've been waiting on this because I've been debating how to go about it. If you're listening right now and you're a KU fan, first off, you have no taste. I was going to apologize for what I'm about to say, but I'm just going to be honest. If you're a KU fan, I don't remotely apologize. The University of Kansas is the bunch of biggest cheaters I've ever seen in my life, and I am about sick and tired of the NCAA giving them a slap on the wrist. When you literally get busted, when Adidas has come out and said, yes, we paid their players that year. Not NIL deals, we just paid their players. And your reply is, all right, well, you got to forfeit some games from that year, and you didn't win the conference that year, but that's it. Mizzou, a couple years back, found out a kid was cheating. We punished him within the school. We suspended him, and we reported to the NCAA, and they said, no, death penalty, no bowl this year.
Seriously.
Why on earth is Bill Self not getting in trouble, and why is Kansas not getting the death penalty? Instead, they're the #1 college basketball team in the AP poll.
What they said was, hey, we're going to make you forfeit some games, including a 30-point loss to Villanova. So there you go. You didn't lose by 30 to Villanova this year. It's like, I don't really understand it. Now, I am a big proponent, especially I am in college and I'm being a college athlete. I'm a big proponent of not punishing the kids that weren't there when it happened.
Of course.
So not having the bowl bans, whatever, I get, but if it's precedent, then it's got to happen, and it is precedent right now. So I don't understand why all of a sudden we're changing it without saying we're changing it. We're just deciding like, hey, Kansas, you're not going to get any punishment because we know you're going to the national championship in basketball or going to compete for it. But say it happened to Mizzou in basketball, you're still that mid-tier team that doesn't have the name, all that. So we're going to ban you.
Why don't we call it what it is? Mizzou, you don't make the NCAA as much money as Kansas does.
Exactly.
And my beef is, a couple years ago or last year, whichever it was, when Bill Self got this lifetime contract, it was in the contract that if he faced discipline that caused him to miss at least half the season or more, he would still receive his full salary. Now, explain to me, why do you have to work into your contract if you face discipline that causes you to really? What did you know that made you put that in there, Kansas? Like,
seriously.
That, and I'm just going to go ahead and say it. You bunch of cowards, play us in football, darn it. All right, you keep getting us to basketball.
Seriously.
That's great. Meet us on the turf. They got an easier schedule than us. Yes, we both started out 5-0, but they were like the 120th strength of schedule team.
Kansas opened up their season with Missouri State. And they're terrible. They're 1-5 in FCS. I mean, come on.
Do we remember a couple of years ago when Missouri State was going to beat Kansas? I mean, come on,
seriously. Yeah. I mean, it just shows where they're at. And they've played some bad teams. The Big 12, I don't think is necessarily the strongest this year. I mean, you do have Oklahoma and Texas.
Who are going to the SEC anyway.
Right. They got exposed by Texas anyways. So Kansas is not a good football team this year. And I'd love to see Missouri and Kansas play. It's never going to happen, at least in our future years. But
no, because once again, Kansas knows, hey, we'll bring back the rivalry on the basketball court, which, by the way, I think they're playing a dangerous game there because I will say for Missouri, when they brought in, wow, I'm drawing all the blanks. Missouri's basketball coach.
Dennis
Gates.
Dennis
Coach Gates. When they brought him in, first off, not a fan of the hire. As soon as I heard where he came from, I was like, you're kidding me. We're an SEC school, and that's what we're going to get. Right. And then I watched what the man did, and I was like, okay, this is pretty good. And now looking at the recruiting class, Missouri this year has a 7'5" center who averaged over 3 blocks per game last year. And I'm like, they are just getting better and better. Kansas better be careful because one of these years, Mizzou's going to get them. And also, I think Mr. Brightside will be saying louder than ever this season.
I'm not going to lie. I really thought that there was a good chance that Mizzou was going to make it happen last year whenever Dennis Gates came in and did all that. I wasn't the biggest proponent believer in the beginning because I didn't think that the players he was bringing in were going to work. I mean, they were the players from his school, which was not even a mid-major. It was a low tier in college basketball, and he brought those players and won with them. And not only won in the SEC. I mean, I went and watched them play LSU, and they dominated. And I couldn't believe what I was seeing, that these undersized, low-tier players just bought into everything that they said. And even with the lot, they lost Trevon Brazile. He went to Arkansas, and I thought that was going to be a killer because he's probably one of the best players in the SEC. But they still found a way to make up for that, and they did a great job.
Well, and I'll go one further. You bring in a guy from Missouri State whose name, I can't remember.
Isaiah Mosley. He didn't even get to play. He was a beast.
I mean, when he did play, you could see it. When he was at Missouri State, he hung 40-something on Duke. And it's like, it makes you wonder, what if, I don't know what went on with Mosley. They were very close-lipped about it, but I know, from what I've gathered about Coach Gates, it must have been a decent reason because he seems like the kind of guy that if he was just there, if Isaiah was just there to get the fame for it or whatever and was just not playing because whatever, I don't think Coach Gates would have put up with it.
Being around Springfield and, getting to know some of the reporters that are there, it sounded that there was a reporter that was really close with Mosley, and it sounded like it was an off-the-field issue with his family that caused him to miss classes and miss time, and he just wasn't keeping up in the classroom, which is not an excuse. You shouldn't, not keep up. But he had things to worry about, had things to do, and it sucks because in the age of NIL, everyone's looking looking at it like, oh, he came here to get a paycheck and not even go to class. But in reality, there were other things going on. They say he's the greatest kid in the world, and it just sucks what happened.
Well, and now he's gone. He's going to be playing pro ball. I don't know if he's overseas.
I think he's
this year.
overseas.
Yeah, and I would not be surprised. I mean, when he transferred to Mizzou, all the reports I was hearing was this guy has NBA potential.
Yes, he did.
But instead, we got to see the blooming of Kobe Brown, who Mizzou ran undersized last year and did not care.
No.
And Kobe, not only did he play well in college, I watched his summer league games for the Clippers. He was the best rookie the Clippers had in summer league. I watched him put up 24, 26. The one time they played the Lakers, which was exciting because Amoy Hodge is on the Lakers. I think Mizzou's going to miss him more than anybody.
Yeah.
You talk about perfect NBA build 3-and-D. But it was so cool to watch two Mizzou guys going at it. Jonte Porter is now back on the Bulls. You got Michael Porter Jr. making tons of money out there with his world championship ring he's got from the Nuggets. I mean,
yeah, Mizzou's in the best place athletically that I think they've been in my lifetime, and they went to an SEC championship game. So that's saying something. It's just it's been refreshing to see, honestly. I live in Sedalia, so being so close to Mizzou, it's just nice to go up there and see the atmosphere because, Mizzou fans have always been good, but I went to a Mizzou Vanderbilt game and there was no one there.
Yeah.
And now it's like, and this was years ago, but now it's like, that was during Drew Lock's era.
Yeah.
But now it's like the energy around the program between the coaching hires.
Again.
What the AD, Francis, is that how you say her name? I don't remember how you say it. But she's starting to bring stuff out. The fans said they wanted the basketball arena repainted. She repaints the seats in the basketball arena, and it looks great. It's just everything seems to be going right for them in a time where college football and then even other sports could not be more wide open. Alabama's starting to fall off. The SEC is starting to not necessarily fall off, but they're not what they used to be. It's really opening things up.
No, I completely agree. It's great to see, and I'm hoping it's a big year from Missouri. You can catch all those Mizzou games right here on KS95. We'll go ahead and take a quick commercial break, and we're just about ready to get the second half underway. 14-14. Great matchup here between California and Eldon. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
Since 1991, Capital Monuments and the Atterbury family has served and supported the Mid-Missouri area. They've been offering generations of memorial experience by designing and creating the highest quality monuments. At Capital Monuments, they specialize in creating personalized and lasting tributes, from pre-need and at-need family memorials to military and community tributes. Come in and talk with one of their monument design specialists. They're located west of Jefferson City in Apache Flats, or visit capitalmonuments.com for photo samples. Capital Monuments, the tribute that lasts forever.
Your local Lowe's tackles the competition this fall and backs its high school football teams this season. Lowe's wants its customers to do it right for less. Shop at Lowe's for all your tailgating needs and be prepared for autumn leaves. There's something for everyone at Lowe's. Easily located in Osage Beach on Highway 42. Score your own touchdown this season. Come in or shop online at Lowe's.com.
Racing legend and time traveler Chip Thunder here. Como Connect recently connected its 30,000 subscriber to ultra-fast internet. To celebrate, I'm going to give my trademark Chip Thunder, 30,000 times while this announcer man tells you about an awesome 30K contest.
You have a chance to win an entertainment prize package featuring a free year of gigabit internet in Como Connect's 30K celebration contest. Visit ComoConnect.com/30K to enter today.
Is that 30,000 woos yet? Woo!
Lakefront homes, luxury homes, condos, first-time home buyers, farms, foreclosures, townhomes, villas, lakefront, commercial. First Choice Realty is Eldon's oldest and most trusted real estate brokerage. Christopher Weeberry is a lifelong resident of the Lake area and real estate salesperson. Call Chris Weeberry with First Choice Realty today if you're thinking about selling or looking to purchase a new home. 573-480-2313. That's 573-480-2313.
And we're back getting ready for the third quarter of play. It'll be the American Sun Control third quarter. And it's 14-all. Ryan, coming out of halftime, if you're the Mustangs, if you're Coach Holt, what do you want to see out of your squad that'll make an impact in the second half?
Well, I think you want to see the same things defensively. The only thing that I would be worried about is they were sitting back in that cover three, and we saw multiple times where they decided to try to beat them deep and take the top off, and it worked because it was wide open. The crossing routes really confused the safety, who's normally crashing down on the run. Probably only worked on that this week, was crashing down on the run. So you're going to want to see him clean that stuff up defensively. Offensively, I think you just keep doing what you're doing, because eventually those holes are going to open up. The linebackers are going to have to soften up. I'd say in the California locker room, they were telling the linebackers, hey, hold on just a second to make sure those passes don't get caught behind you, because even though they were incomplete in the first half, there were so many times where wide open across the middle, and I lost my sheet, was Beckman, and Beckman dropped them a few times. They're going to go back to those plays, and they're going to be open unless those linebackers slow down. So I'd say for Eldon, it's really just keep doing what you're doing, play with a lot of effort, and play with some passion here, because you're playing for a lot tonight.
And I'll go back and kind of double down on that. If I'm Eldon, I'm not afraid to take that shot to Beckman, because those two drops in the first half were completely uncharacteristic of him. It just doesn't happen, and that look is going to be there because they are, California, like you said, is worrying about the run from the Mustangs. They're loading the box, they're doubling down, and if I'm Eldon, if that safety keeps drifting, if you're getting a one-on-one on the outside for Beckman, I'm taking those odds most days. Or where you had to really see Smithson used on that slant game, which he's done a lot this year. If you can get him active at all, if the linebackers are drifting there and you can open that up, that's fantastic. Now, on the flip side of it, if I'm the Mustangs, you have got to control the line of scrimmage, and you have to control the middle of the field. The way that California wants to run the ball, if I'm the Mustangs, I've done a very good job. They've done a very good job keeping the outsides in check. They've taken the edge away. If you can take the middle of this way and force California outside, they don't do the best job turning the corner, it seems like.
I think this is a really big drive for California, because they could honestly take up 9 minutes of this third quarter and go down and score and just establish, hey, we're going to run it down your throats like we're supposed to do, which they didn't do in the first half. And then, again, I do want to circle back. You talk about Smithson coming over the middle. We've only seen it, I think, maybe once or twice. But what I wouldn't mind seeing, if we see that safety keep drifting down, is Smithson run across the middle. You still fake that run, and then all of a sudden he just drifts upfield. We've seen it a few times in the past with Eldon, and it's worked really well. You might see that as a big hitter here that just changes the complexion of this game.
You know, one thing that's worth keeping an eye on is Walker Friedmeier. He's very talented. He's great in this run game. But when he's had to go deep, he puts a lot of air underneath that ball. He's not throwing it on a rope. And that's the only thing. If I'm the Mustangs, there is an opportunity there. If you can force third and long and you make him put a little something on it, you're giving yourself an opportunity to jump ball or to jump a passing route. Whereas Hunter Hess, he kind of takes the opposite approach. Hunter Hess, when he needs
driving balls,
my goodness, if he gets to step into it, once again, it's catch it or eat it. He's going to make sure it hits you in the numbers and moves you a couple yards. So I think that does leave the window open for Eldon, but the defense has to show out early. A stop, a turnover, whatever the means is, could be huge for the Mustangs to start this half.
I want to mention on that last play, Aiden Bryant, the running back, we've seen him out at wideout. He was out on that screen play, took a big hit from behind, and was getting up gingerly. And now we've seen him do a lot of movements that you would see when someone's maybe hurting a little bit, a lot of high knees, a lot of stuff like that. And he got his ankles splatted, which he didn't have before. So I don't know if maybe he hurt his ankle a little bit and he's struggling a little bit. He looks fine jumping around, but it was just something that I thought might affect this game moving forward.
Definitely could. And Bryant and Volkart are back there on the return. Eldon huddling up, getting ready to kick this off. Start the American Sun Control third quarter. We'll see who can strike for it first to break the tie. Mustangs lined up and ready. Like you said, Bryant a little ginger, but it's going to be a hopper. Goes off the man up front. It bounces. It's on the ground. Who's got it? The Mustangs think they do, and they do. Nailed the man up front. The ball hopped back loose, and the Mustangs dropped on it at the 50.
I've never seen so many kicks where they're trying to drill someone on the front line, but we've seen both teams do it now. California did it twice unsuccessfully, and it's almost like Eldon and Coach Holt said, we're just going to do it better, and they did. And this is completely changes things.
We're talking about, can you stop the California drive? We've seen one-play drives from California. Now we saw a zero-play drive from California. So Eldon will start at midfield. They get the first possession off the recovery on the onside. It's going to be the reverse, and trying to turn the corner is Rugen, but California sniffed it out, and they're hitting it for a loss.
Well, there it was. That was the play that I had mentioned. That time they give it to the tight end instead of the wideout. there wasn't enough speed there and not enough misdirection there. It's almost like California knew that was going to happen eventually, and they were ready for it there. They probably got told coming out of half, actually, hey, look for this first play, and that's what happened there.
I like that Eldon coming out, though, a little aggressive, trying something different. However, you are behind the chains now, backed up to your own 45. It'll bring up 2nd and 15. 2 receivers to the right for Hess, right to his right as well. Hess takes the snap, handoff to right. No, he's going to keep it. Rolls out to his right, looking for someone. He's going to throw on the run, and he's got the man coming back to meet it is Hardy. Great catches. He picks up 12 on 2nd and 15. That's going to make it 3rd and short.
I've really liked this rollout look tonight. He didn't necessarily put the ball on Hardy right there, kind of behind him, but Hardy makes a big play, and you're going to need some plays out of your wideouts if you want to win this game tonight. The run game's going to be taken away here in the second half, most likely, and they're going to need to get Hess out in space, let him make plays, and that's what happened there.
So 3rd and 3 for the Mustangs from the 43-yard line of the Pintos. I believe Eldon, honestly, probably already in 4-down territory the way they played. However,
offsides.
Wow. California just going to give Eldon the Sir Ike Yamaha first down. Very generous of them. That offsides will move the chains 5 yards forward. So move ball to the 38-yard line. New set of downs for the Mustangs.
71 Cole Ingram for California. He was definitely lined up in the neutral zone. Now, that's not something where they would blow the play dead, but I'm pretty sure he touched the ball because he was like right next to the ball. So I think that's what happened there. And now you just gift them a first down in a new set when they were already behind the sticks to start it.
Yeah, you're not going to hear Coach Holt complain about that one. Eldon can really do whatever they want here on first down. They'll hand it off to right, running left to right. Stutter steps behind the guard, tries to turn the corner. He does get positive yardage. He'll pick up about 3 ahead to the 35-yard line.
That's their bread and butter on that play. It's not always going to go for 40 like we've seen in past weeks, but just keep setting up stuff. They run everything off of it. And, eventually you're going to get that, or you're going to go for 3 every play, and you're going to win the football game because you only need 3.3 yards every play to get to first down.
Yeah, and Eldon not afraid to go for it on 4th down anyways, so that just makes it even more manageable. But 2 receivers out to the left, that is Beckman and Hardy. Rye lines up to the left of Hess. Takes the snap. He's going to keep it running forward. Cuts inside, gets across the 30. Still moving the pile. Ahead to the 25, time it up to the 24-yard line. Sir Ike Yamaha first down. That's all Hunter Hess.
Just let Hunter Hess make plays and let the offensive line work. The morale on the California sideline really down right now, so I'd say that follows onto the players on the field. The defensive line just got flat out beat there, and then you let Hess run.
Yeah, that's power football coming from everybody, starting with the boys up front and going back to the man calling the shots, number 1, Hunter Hess. So new set of downs as they are knocking on the door of the red zone. It's going to be a handoff to Rye. Gets behind the guard, drops his head, and plows forward, crosses into the Crown Power Case IH red zone. Nice 5-yard gain on first down.
I like Rye's decision-making there. He had a hole that looked like maybe he could have bounced it outside right after he cut up and then bounced right back out. Instead, chooses to just tuck his nose up, get in there, and get a few extra yards. You don't always need to go for the home run play if you're a running back, especially one that's more, even though he's not got the size, he's more power than speed. And that time tucks it up in and gets a good gain.
I'm going to pull a Hank Stram here. The Mustangs matriculating down the field right now. 2nd and 6 for the Mustangs. It's a handoff. Rye this time. Running to the right again. He finds a hole, pops through, dives forward. Did he get the first down? It's going to be close. And it will move the chains as he dives forward to the 12-yard line. And a Sir Ike Yamaha first down right here in the Crown Power Case IH red zone.
First down from your own 13. I really think this is a good time for a play-action pass here, maybe even a read here. We'll see what they go with.
I'm just saying, you look on that right side, and you've got Tristan Wire over there. You've got big Darren Crabtree on that side, and the Mustangs are just running right behind him. Hess is going to keep this one. He tries to cut back, but a good job by California as they meet him at the line of scrimmage.
I like that play call, but I think that it's more of something that needs to be once or twice a drive for Eldon and not something they lean on here. Because they ran it, every time they've ran it multiple times on a drive, it's been sniffed out the second time. First time it worked there, not as much the second time. 2nd and 9 here, you get a lot of options still because the outside run has really worked. I think you might hand it off, but I don't know.
A nice advantage for the Mustangs is because they have Judd Selman stressed out as a tight end, they're just essentially bringing in an extra offensive lineman and powering this thing. 2nd and 9 from the 12. Hess takes the snap, handoff to Rhino. He's going to keep it. One of the pass fakes. Now he's rolling out to his right under pressure. Has to get rid of it off his back foot. He leaves it short of the receiver. There was a window there, but it was a tough one. Still fall incomplete and bring up 3rd and 9.
Extremely lucky to not get a penalty flag there for a legal man downfield. I'm not sure that was supposed to be an RPO, but there were a few offensive linemen that creeped up, and I was just waiting for him to drop the flag there. But he didn't, and now 3rd and 9, just pick up, 5 or 6 like we've been saying all night and make it a little more manageable.
Really loading the boxes. California, 2 receivers out to the left. Hess takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He's going to roll out to his left. He's facing pressure immediately, flips it up at the end zone. He had a man open, but I don't think he had time to find him. Rugen came open, but he said he tried lobbing it up to the big tight end, Salmons.
Now, tell me how you interfere with Salzman. They called pass interference in the end zone, I believe.
Well, my guess is you have to jump on his back and just wrap your arms and legs around him. I don't
Which
know.
is pretty much, he did close to that. I'm not going to lie. It seems like it would take almost a felony to commit pass interference on him, and I guess that's what they're going to call here. And that's a big break right there.
Absolutely.
Because that ball was overthrown, probably wasn't catchable for Salmons. You're not going to see him jump up and get it like you would a traditional tight end. And now it's going to be a 1st down.
He is shorter than Travis Kelce, but larger than Travis Kelce.
Yes.
If that tells you anything. So actually, it'll be third and short now for the Mustangs. 3rd and 3. Yeah, 3rd and 3 from about I can't even tell, the 5-6 yard line. It's going to be handoff. Rye running to the right side, drops his head, dives forward. He's got to have the 1st down. He's just shy of the goal line. Waiting for the spot. It's going to be close, but it looks like it should move the chains forward, I believe.
They're moving them.
So that's going to bring up 1st and goal from about the 2-yard line. Another Serdike Yamaha 1st down. Eldon threatening to take the lead from the 2-yard line.
See what they do here. If they line up under center, it's definitely going to be a sneak. But they're going to go gun here, I believe. No, under center.
Hess is going
definitely
under center.
A sneak here, I feel like.
Hess under center. Line goes set, takes the sneak. He goes right up the middle, but they collapse it on him. And he's going to, I don't believe he gained anything on that.
They moved him up a little bit, not much. But
yeah,
now they're going to say at the 1 and then run it again. Honestly, if you're going to get 1 yard at a time, run it again. He didn't get that really big shove like he did the last time.
I don't have a problem with Hess sneaking it again because I firmly do not believe this California D-line can stop Hess from scoring 4 straight plays. But Hess is going to go back to the shotgun, Rye to his left. Expect the handoff here. Hess takes the snap, handoff to a Rye running left to right. And that's the problem with going back to the shotgun is they're able to get back there and wrap him up, and he loses the yard.
See, I don't like handing it to the running back with the running back right next to him. If you're going to do that, hand it to him out of the pistol. Let him get downhill and work really hard. And now you're in a weird position because you can't just try to sneak it again on 3rd down.
3rd and 3 for that matter. I mean, 3rd and goal, but from the 3-yard line.
End up losing 2 yards on that, and now you might see a little play action again. I don't know.
Well, he was in the pistol, but now Rye going to move to the left of Hess. Snap, it's a handoff to Rye. No, he keeps it, flips it up to the end zone. He's got, no, it's knocked loose. Had the man. Oh, how many times have we seen that out of Eldon tonight?
What a play by Jackson Hensley. He got a hand on it. I didn't think at first. I thought it was caught in the end zone. And, if you had instant replay, they might have said it was a catch because he did take 2 steps. But Hensley just kind of swats it down at the last second. And now you've got 4th down and 3 in an interesting position here for Eldon.
What is your best play if you are Eldon? I mean, they got all the way to the 1-yard line on 2nd down, but they're going to go in the shotgun with Hess right and his left. 2 receivers to the left for Hess. Hess, he's going to keep it. Runs to the left, trying to follow the blockers. Runs into a crowd at the line of scrimmage. Did he break the plane? No. They stop him at the 1-yard line.
Wow, what a stand from the California defense. That's a great play call in 4th and 3. You gave it to your best playmaker and said, go make a play. And he got good blocks, but California did a great job holding him up. I mean, that was on the 1-inch line. It couldn't have been any closer to a touchdown. And again, it's another situation where maybe if we got cameras that can slow it down and we got replay, we can see if it was a touchdown or not. But they're going to say he was probably 2 inches short.
So now California in a precarious position as they're going to start this drive from their own 1-yard line. By the way, that Eldon drive took up over half of the third quarter. It is now 5:34 to go in the third quarter as California will get their first touch of the second half and running right up the gut with it, picking up some yards to create a little space.
It's my favorite formation I've ever seen in a high school football game. They put the quarterback in the gun, 7 men on the line of scrimmage, and then 3 running backs in a T formation right behind the quarterback, and I love it. And it worked there. He got 5 yards on the, depths of his goal line.
You could argue it's kind of old school football.
It is.
It's almost like Bear Bryant, Alabama back in the day, if you will.
You expect to watch this game in black and white.
Honestly, we're going to see the wishbone in the eye for the rest of the game. It's one of those, but it'll be 2nd and 6 for the Pintos from the 6-yard line. They're going to keep it on the ground, but the Mustangs don't care as they meet them at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a tackle for no gain. Bring up a big 3rd down.
The good thing here is this is absolutely not 4-down territory. We've seen Grubb be very aggressive, but I think even if it's 4th and inches, you're not going for it. So here, you don't necessarily have to be in that position where we need to, get a tackle for a loss or keep them right where they're at. As long as you keep them behind the 1st down marker, I don't think you go for it here. So this is a big play.
You also have to be careful passing here if you're California. I saw in a Versailles game a couple weeks ago, back to their own end zone. I saw Clinton get a holding call in their own end zone that resulted in a safety. And they are going to throw, trying to go to the quick slant. It is dropped. So Eldon holds stout. California going to have to punt the ball right back. Eldon took half the quarter on their drive. California took about a minute.
Very, very, very lucky there from Eldon. It was the wrong read from the quarterback, Friedmeier, honestly, probably because he's a running quarterback that doesn't throw a lot from the spread. They were in a slant bubble concept. The outside linebacker went with the bubble, so everything in your read tells you to throw the one-on-one to the slant. Instead, he threw it out to the bubble, and the bubble got smoked.
So a tough spot to punt from. Yeah. For California, the punter back in his own end zone. He does get away off the side of his foot, though. It takes a bounce at the 35, finally rolls forward to the 40, out to the 43-yard line is where it'll be touched at. So great starting field position for the Mustangs, excuse me.
The first drive, you didn't get what you wanted if you were Eldon. The good thing from that, though, was you absolutely are winning the field position battle. And in a game where both teams are run-heavy offenses, that's what you got to do. You got to keep leaning on the field position. You might trade punts back and forth a few times, but eventually you're going to get good enough starting field position to punch that in.
So we'll see what Eldon can do starting from the 43. On 1st down, receiver comes in motion. Hess takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Rye. Rye going right up the gut. He'll pick up 5 on 1st down.
Looks like at halftime they got that motion timing figured out, and I don't know if it was at halftime or if they just finally did it right. But the motion is going to really cause problems for California because it's not something that Eldon's put a lot of tape on. So if they continue to do that well, it's going to really put these California defenders in a bind.
So now 2nd, well, I thought he got more than that. I thought
he did too.
But they're going to say just a 3-yard gain on 1st down ahead to the 40-yard line. So 2nd and 7 now for the Mustangs. As we've seen all night, 2 receivers to the right. One comes in motion. Hess takes the snap. He's going to hand it off on the reverse. Try and follow that left guard, but taking a shot right at the line. Maybe picking up 1, possibly 2 ahead to the 39-yard line. That'll make it about 3rd and 5 for the Mustangs.
I think there was a little too much predictability there in that play call. You ran the receiver across and got the decent gain on the handoff to the running back, and then you go right to its counter with the handoff to the wide receiver. You might want to run a play in between and get their mind off of it before you run the counter on it.
It's 2:50 to go here in the American Sun-controlled third quarter. 3rd and 5 for the Mustangs from the 39-yard line of the Pintos. Hess takes the snap. Handoff to Ryan. He's going to keep it. Rolls out to his right. Hess throws on the run. It's low, but it was it drug in? No, they are going to call it incomplete. Rugen made quite an effort to go down and get it. Or excuse me, Dakota Collins. I thought he did too, and Collins acted like he thought he did as well. But it falls incomplete. That's another one that I do wonder if Hess could have kept it and ran.
I think he could have because his initial read was cut off there. It was a pivot concept. So you had the little pivot route, which is where the slot receiver comes in a little bit and then breaks out. And then over top of it, you had a smash. And when those two are taken away, then that means there's no one out there to defend you. He definitely could have gotten a few yards there. Now you're in a bind, 4th and 5.
2:40 to go in the quarter. All tied up at 14 apiece. Both teams have been going for it and risking it all. 2 receivers to the left, right to the left for Hess. Hess takes it. He drops back. He's under pressure immediately. Loses his footing. Nearly drugged down. Stays on his feet. Has to throw it up. And it goes out of bounds. Hess nearly tripped up from the beginning of that play, but the California defense gets the stop now. Turnover on downs, back to the Pintos.
Just a breakdown in protection there, and not what you wanted on that drive. I talked about field position before that drive. They were winning it. Now that's a slight win for California because Eldon couldn't pick up a first down, went for it on fourth down, and now they've got the ball at midfield, whereas before they were starting a drive from the 1-yard line.
Early in the game, it looks like both of these offenses were just going to do whatever they want. Now we've got into a defensive battle here in the second half.
I think both teams have gotten their shot plays out of the way. You got Wildcat here.
They do indeed, and it's going to go right up the middle. And contact initially at the line of scrimmage, but fighting forward are the Pintos. They're going to get a first down on this. It looked like it was going to be a no-gainer, but instead, all the way out to midfield on the carry.
This is the position that Eldon had California in for most of the game, where maybe a little defeated after the offense couldn't get anything done. It's like, dang, defense back on the field. And now California playing with a little extra life. You got a little extra pep in your step whenever things are going your way.
Yeah, that was Tyler Oden on the carry. And once again, he's only 5'8", but 5'8", 170.
Hard runner.
That's a true built
Still in the
fullback.
Wildcat.
Yeah, they seem to like this formation right now. They're going to stick with it. A direct snap. It's going to be handoff. No, keeper. Finding a seam. A lot of green grass, and I don't think they're going to catch him. 20, 10, 5, touchdown. Out of the Wildcat, Brooks Volkart kept it, found a hole, and went all the way 50 yards for the score.
Little counter action there. In everything that you see during the week says that ball is going to the left side of the line of scrimmage. Every key you're supposed to read, and that's what makes these kinds of offensives so dangerous because they can misdirect you. They can just mess with your eyes. That's what happened. And the cornerback got caught looking in the backfield, wasn't there to be the last safety touchdown.
So California manages to strike first in the second half. They take the lead. The extra point nearly blocked on the way up and good. 2 minutes to go in the American Sun Control third quarter, and the Pintos regain the lead 21-14. You're listening to KS 95 Sports.
American Sun Control and Powder Coating is your powder coating and railing specialist at the lake. We can custom design new railings for your deck or pool area, or make your existing railing look like new again. Maybe it's time to enhance your outdoor living space with a new screened-in porch or room. Our 40 years of experience is your assurance of total satisfaction. Check us out online or Facebook. That's American Sun Control.
H&R Block of Versailles is a family-owned and operated block advisor's office celebrating 10 years of business serving Versailles and the surrounding areas. Pamela Johnson, an enrolled agent, and her certified team are here to prepare your taxes, handle your bookkeeping and payroll, plus audits, tax notices with the IRS and the state, and problem solving and issue resolution. For more information, call the H&R Block office on Monroe Street in Versailles at 573-378-5843. 573-378-5843.
California to kick off after the score. It's going to be a short one picked up at the 20 by Beckman. He cuts it back into the 30, trying to use some blockers, but he's going to be getting tackled at the 33-yard line. That's where the Mustangs will start this drive looking for an answer after a big California touchdown. Excuse me, that was not Beckman on the return. That was Rhett Bayshore. Just a sophomore for the Mustangs.
You can feel the energy and the momentum shifting, anything that Eldon has had all game, because it feels like other than the very first drive, everything's been in Eldon's favor. Now you've got fans that were standing for California. The cheerleaders are going crazy. The sideline's going crazy. Got to respond.
We'll see what the Mustangs do here. First down on their own 32. It's going to be a handoff in California. Read it all the way as they get back to Rye behind the line of scrimmage.
He's hurt.
That is not what you want to see. Rye already the backup running back for Bayshore as the coaching staff will come onto the field and check on him. Yeah, that is a tough break. You don't ever want to see a kid get hurt, but especially someone who is carrying as much of a workload as Rye has been.
Yeah, not something you want to see, and you can just tell by his reaction that he doesn't think it's something good. Smacking the ground with a lot of emotion here.
Yeah, that is a tough break. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and take a commercial break. We'll come back just a moment. You're listening to KS 95 Sports.
Are you looking for a rewarding career that includes tons of perks? Stop in today at your Jefferson City or Osage Beach IV and see the difference. They're offering extremely competitive pay. Plus, benefits include medical, dental, and life insurance backed by a 401k plan. And bonuses. Find yourself in a career with Hy-Vee. Stop in today at your Jefferson City or Osage Beach IV or visit high-v.com for employment opportunities.
And we're back here as Rye going to be helped off the field, and I think he messed up one of his ankles.
I think so too.
Hopping off pretty gingerly, so we'll see who takes his place now at the halfback position for the Mustangs, because that is a position that gets a lot of action.
It's going to be Rhett Bayshore, and I think now is time where you might let Keith loose and say, be a playmaker. We're going to get you out on the edge and let you throw the football, because now you're on your third string running back.
And it's worth noting, Bayshore just a sophomore, as he will line up to the right of Hess, two wide receivers out to the right as well. Hess takes the snap, looking to throw, steps back. It's going to go to the screen pass. Hardy squaring up before bouncing back out to the right. He creates some room and takes on the contact at the 36-yard line. Looked like he was going to get stopped for a loss before cutting it back to the right side, finding some space and making a positive gain.
I can't say that I've ever seen a football play that looks quite like that. They sniffed out the screen, California did, but they sniffed it out so well that they couldn't make a play on it. It was like four of them just sitting in a wall, waiting for who was the
that was carrier? Devin Hardy. Yeah.
Hardy to just come right into their arms, and instead Hardy tried to make something out of nothing. It did. Gets a positive gain of 8, and now it's third and manageable.
So 3rd and 6, under a minute to go here in the American Sun Control third quarter. The Mustangs trail 14-21. Hess in the shotgun, two receivers to his left, Bayshore to his left. He drops back looking to throw. Hess dancing around, finally under some pressure, rolls out to the right. He's just going to have to get rid of it and hits the chain gang. You don't get a first down for hitting the guy at the first down marker. You actually have to get there.
Hess's decision-making was a little peculiar there because he did have a man, and I don't know if maybe he thought the window was a little too tight. They ran kind of a rub route concept. They ran one guy in, one guy out at the same level, and it looks like there was a window to throw the football. He chose not to, and, they do preach as a quarterback, keep holding on to the ball is better than, trying to make a play. Play clock winding down here. They still haven't broke huddle.
Yeah, I think the Mustangs are going to punt this one away. Yes. And that is the case with 38 seconds to go, trailing by just a touchdown. I mean, other than you've given up 2 big plays for touchdowns, but the defense has done a pretty good job. Hess will get a lot of leg into this one. Good punt as it rolls out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. So Hess does a good job flipping the field. And some score updates. Southern Boone leads Osage 21-7 in the 4th. And then Versailles in control as they lead 28-0 over Buffalo. So, I mean, Buffalo is not going to gain ground on Eldon, even if they do lose this. However, the opportunity is still there for the Mustangs. If you can get back into this game and win this, you can really make up some ground in the district standings.
A win and then a Buffalo loss could almost not necessarily secure them staying in that spot, but could almost shore it up going into the last week of the season, which would be relief.
Yeah, with Boonville on deck for the Mustangs next week. So on first down, California back in that Wildcat form that works so well. Mustangs don't care. They meet him at the line of scrimmage. They're going to hit him for a loss. I wonder what's going on there. We are yet to see, last drive, I don't believe that we saw Friedmeier take a single snap at quarterback.
Friedmeier didn't take a single snap at quarterback, but he actually went out and played wide out. And something that was interesting to me when I was doing my research, when I went on to Max Preps, he was actually listed as a wide receiver, didn't even have quarterback anywhere on his thing. So at one point or another, he was a wide receiver, and maybe that's what they're thinking here. I don't know,
but it worked for him on the last drive. Not so much on first down, but that's how the third quarter comes to an end. California regains the lead 21-14. We got 1 quarter to go. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
A full-service graphics company, Wright Printing and Promotional Advertising does it all, from screen printing, offset printing, and promotional advertising to custom-built trophies and awards. It's where they do it the right way. Check out their Facebook page for their monthly special, and don't forget they offer online stores for all your group and activities needs. Wright Printing and Promotional Advertising, across from the Family Center on Highway 52 East in Versailles. Call 573-378-5775.
Your hometown lumberyard and proud high school football supporter, High Brothers Lumber. High Brothers Lumber prides itself on knowledgeable customer service, on-the-spot instruction, being family-owned and locally operated for 44 years. And at High Brothers, we have the biggest delivery fleet and nothing less than premium lumber. Let the quality be the difference that brings you the win at High Brothers Lumber, located on Old Highway 5 South. High Brothers Lumber.
Getting ready to start the fourth quarter. The Carpenter Gunther Lumber Company fourth quarter. Andy says go Tigers. He's got to be in a good mood tonight. 2nd and 10 for the Pintos from their own 24-yard line. It's going to be a handoff. Cutting back inside. Running room. Can the Mustangs get to him from behind the 30, 20, 10? He won't be brought down. My goodness. What a running play from the Pintos. Who was that?
That would be number 6.
I should have known.
Bryant.
Aiden.
Who would have thought?
Aiden Bryant. I didn't know if he was going to get past the line of scrimmage, but once he found that hole and hit the Jets, there was no looking back.
What a play on the counter there. Fake the dive to your big
fast.
guy and then just hand it off to the speedster and give him some open space. No one was catching him. And it's going to be tough for Eldon now with an offense that struggled here in the second half to try to get back into this one. Got to do something offensively here on a third-string running back. Just got to fight adversity.
Extra point coming for the Pintos. Snap is good. Hold is good. Kick is up. And guess what? It's also good. So it's now a 2-score lead, 28-14. California leads Eldon. I'm trying to look back here and see. California played Boonville and defeated them by 2 scores. I bring this up because Ryan pointed out during the break while we were talking, Versailles is Class 2. So by the way the points work, I don't always understand it, but in districts, you get more points for playing a higher class matchup. So Eldon is playing a Class 3 school right now in California, whereas Buffalo is playing a Class 2 school in Versailles. So that means Eldon is going to get more points than Buffalo this week, even if they both lose. So that should help their lead. It legitimately may come down to the last game of the season with Eldon being at Boonville. I don't know who Buffalo has next week, but that's going to be a big game. And also flipping that for the Versailles Tigers, we will be with the Tigers next week as they make the journey. Oh, boy, I'm driving next week a long ways. All right, I'm going to Sherwood next week. I have to figure out where Sherwood's at. I believe you go to the middle of nowhere and then drive another 20 miles.
Buffalo is at Warsaw next week.
Ooh, that's a good Warsaw squad. And on the kickoff, Eldon going to down it at the 30-yard line. Yeah, that Warsaw squad, they are big and they are strong. That could be a problem for Buffalo. So, honestly, Eldon still has a very good chance of hosting a district
And
game.
also, Warsaw is a Class 2 school as well.
Yes. So we'll have to see how things fall out. And that also will play a factor in who we cover in the postseason. I have no idea what we're going to do. We usually say that we go with the higher seed, but I don't know who's going to be the higher seed. The districts are weird this year. But this game far from over. We got a whole quarter to go. Eldon down by 2 scores, but a chance to cut into that lead right now. Hess takes the snap. It's going to be a handoff running to the left side. Cutting back in. A lot of running room ahead at the 45. Taking on a tackler at the 48-yard line. His first carry of the game, and he goes 20 yards. Welcome to the field, Red Bayshore.
Bayshore, kind of a little faster guy than what we were seeing out of Rye. In that time, just outspeeds his way, cut it up the middle, saw his hole, and didn't look back.
That's a Serdike Yamaha first down. Mustangs up to the 49-yard line. New set of downs. Hess, handoff to Bayshore. Running back to the right. He gets in the middle of the field, avoids one tackle, cuts it back to the 45. That's a nice 6-yard gain. Bayshore looks good.
I'm extremely impressed. I wasn't sure what we were going to see out of Bayshore, but it looks good so far.
I remind you, sophomore, 5'6", 145. He is agile, though. And you give him a different look. You're used to a power back that's been taking on contact, and now suddenly you've got somebody cutting on a dime. That's a 6-yard gain. It's 2nd and 4 from the Pinto 45-yard line. Hess in the shotgun takes the snap. It's going to be a handoff to Bayshore. No, Hess, he's going to keep it. Let it go down the middle. He's got the man. Rugen comes back, and he had it. Oh, the ball came loose at the end. A great job by the corner to keep his hands in there. Rugen couldn't completely secure it. Otherwise, that was going to be a big gainer. I like the play call, though, by the Mustangs.
It wasn't Hess's best pass of the night. And that was kind of a similar look of what I was talking about of having that slant run over the middle and then crash up. We saw the safety come down. The cornerback made a great play to catch up there and just affect it in any way he could.
You know, we've said this several times now. Eldon has had some point-blank passes they don't normally miss that they have. This game could be very different right now, but it's 3rd and 4. It's a handoff to Bayshore. Running left, right. He tries to find a hole. He's going to be close, but it looks like about a yard shy of the first down as he picks up 2, almost 3. It's going to bring up 4th and 1 at the 42-yard line.
I would almost think about quarterback sneaking it here, but putting 44, what's his name?
That's Big Judd Solomons
behind him and just pushing him.
It's not the worst play call, honestly.
To try to get a yard here because you don't have your power back in. Coming into this game, Bayshore only had 16 rushing yards on the year.
And Hess is under center, quickly takes the snap and goes with a sneak right up the gut. He got it and more. They didn't even give California time to get set. It was hurry to the line and watch Hess go.
The D linemen weren't set there. He actually sometimes it's not about size, it's about being quick on the quarterback sneak, and he just beat him to the spot there.
Yeah, great play by the Mustangs. Third Ike Yamaha first down as the game clock winds under 10 minutes to go. The Mustangs down by 2 scores. However, they are driving at the 38-yard line of the Pintos. You put 7 on the board here, and suddenly this game gets a lot more interesting.
Yeah.
Hess back in the shotgun. 2 receivers to his left. Bayshore to his left. Takes the snap. Steps back. He's looking to throw. He's going to fire a rocket to the left. He's got a man for a first down up ahead at the 28-yard line. I believe that's Devin Hardy with the snag.
Within 10 yards, Hunter Hess has a Division I to Division II arm talent.
Oh, I forgot to mention something to you. He's also a Division I talent baseball player. He's a pitcher that's touching 90 right now.
It makes sense by the way he's driving those balls in. He's struggling a little bit on the deep ball, but he drives those short passes in. I'd like to see him do it again here, but they'll probably run it.
So new set of downs. It's a handoff Bayshore left to right. He gets up the middle, and Bayshore's going to pick up 5. I don't want to jinx something, but Bayshore has only gotten positive yardage since he checked into the game.
Already doubled what he has in his short career. Only 16 yards on the season.
Wow.
I was a slot receiver in high school when I played football, but I was also the third string running back, and I had a similar situation happen. It did not go this well, so I'm very happy for him. I was about his size, maybe a little bigger.
I just figured you were a Hunter Hess fan because I'm pretty sure Hess has played some shortstop before, and I hear they have the best arms. So.
Yes.
Hess going to drop back. He's under pressure, but he'll roll out to his left, sets his feet. He's going to flip one up for the end zone. Coming back to meet the receiver. Did he get it? That's a touchdown, Mustangs! Devin Hardy diving for it. I mean, Hess floated it up amongst 3 defenders, and Hardy said, I'll take that one.
What a throw by Hardy. He's rolling out to his left crossbody, just flicks it up there. And he said, you know what, Hardy's out there somewhere, and he made the play. Might have been the shortest guy on the field. Somehow gets back to it, gets his arms underneath it. What a catch, what a throw, and all of a sudden, you got 8 minutes to make something happen in a one-possession game.
This has gotten very exciting very quick. Extra point attempts coming for the Mustangs. High snap, good place. It's blocked.
And even more interesting now.
Yeah, this has got a whole new twist to it now. So what can the Eldon defense do? 8:39 to go, 28-20, the California lead. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
Are you looking for a great place to work and call home? Our vet is accepting qualified applicants to any of its central locations, Lynn Creek, Lori, and Ashland. Our vet has state-of-the-art facilities, excellent customer service, and team spirit when it comes to serving its furry family members. Top salaries, custom employment packages, and executive housing available for accepted applicants. Our vet supports continued education, benefits, and the best opportunity for a meaningful career in the Ozarks. Please deliver your resume at any location and check us out on Facebook.
We've got a ball game here in Eldon at Victor Field. 8:39 to go. The Mustangs drive down in one of their best-looking offensive drives of the evening, and is capped off by Hess flipping one up from about 25 yards out. And Devin Hardy says, I'll do the rest, sir, and just goes and dives for it. The extra point, though, was blocked, so it is an 8-point game. 8:39 to go.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say that I thought that Eldon should go for 2 if they get down the field, score with little to no time left. It's just been one of those games where they've dominated at the line of scrimmage, and I think that they could go get 2 yards, but now you have to go for 2, barring you get the ball back and score and all that.
8:39, a lot of game left to be played, but we'll see what this Eldon defense can do now.
Does he try to kick it off the front line again? like they did to open the half.
Nothing surprises me anymore.
Yeah, me either.
Nothing. And Hess so talented, he probably could do. Which, by the way, an update: Camden leads Lebanon 20-19. That game really coming down to the wire. And the kick, it is going to be an onside kick. A little misdirection there, but a good job by the hands crew of California, just diving on it right at about midfield.
Look, there is nothing scarier than being on that front line on the hands team and having the ball kicked right at you. It's probably even more scary when you're not expecting it. I don't necessarily think they were thinking onside kick there, and he kicked it right at him. But number 33, that is Chase Shullop, a senior for them, tight end. He did a good job covering it up and getting the ball back at midfield.
So we'll see what this California offense goes with here.
Wildcat.
How conservative. Yeah, they stayed with that Wildcat the majority of the second half. And they're going to stick with it here. It's a direct snap, handoff right up the gut. Mustangs get him at the line of scrimmage, but he breaks the tackle, fighting for a modest gain, maybe two. Strong, hard-nosed running there from Tyler Oden, the fullback.
What I think we're seeing here is California knows that they are not more physical than Eldon, but they are faster than Eldon. So instead of having the big quarterback in Friedmeier, who's 6'1", 170, in there running the triple option, they're going to have a little quicker guys.
Whole plan is they want to mix it up. So Friedmeier back at quarterback, 2nd and 8 at the 48-yard line. Takes a snap, handoff, running right to left. Mustangs get pressure, but able to turn the corner at midfield. Taking on a tackler at the 40, ahead of the 35-yard line. Bryant doing all the work for this California squad.
Nothing there. Eldon's front did a great job. That play is supposed to be hit up the middle. Aiden Bryant is just so fast that he was able to beat the defender to the edge and turn it upfield and get positive yards. Usually when you're running east to west, it's not a good thing. But when Bryant runs east to west, he's probably going to get north to south eventually.
Yeah, he is very talented. I saw him a lot on the basketball court last year, and you'll learn a little about this as the season goes along. I watched him and Ryder Williams go at it for a couple possessions, and it was one of the most entertaining things I've seen in a while. So he really brings that to the football field as well. New set of downs. Friedmeier going to keep it. Runs through a tackle, drives ahead at the 30, diving forward to the 26-yard line. Solid gain on first down. He'll pick up about 8.
Assignment's starting to get sloppy for Eldon when you can't have it happen. You know, they say play with heart and play with whatever in the fourth quarter, but you can't let the emotions beat what you're trying to do. Just like offensively, you can't run the wrong route because you're super excited. Here, you can't go get the wrong guy. That time, everyone sold out for the running back. I'm sure someone's responsibility is the quarterback. They just didn't go for him that time.
So it'll be 2nd and 3 from the Mustang 27-yard line for the Pintos. Eldon a little late getting set here. Friedmeier in at quarterback, takes it. He's going to keep it running forward. Evasive running for that matter. Is he able to cut back inside, avoid one tackle, and dive forward for a first down, moving the chains up to the, we'll say about the 20-yard line.
Same play that they just ran on the last one, except going to the right side this time. Again, Friedmeier keeps it, fakes the pitch, and he was kind of shifty there. I'm not going to lie to you. Now they check back in their workhorse Bryant. Look to see him try to get out on the edge here.
Trying to see. Lebanon now regains the lead over Camden to 27-20. They're trading blows left and right. New set of downs from the 20. It's going to be a handoff right up the middle. And a good job by the Mustang defense to bring him down before too large of a gain. But he's still going to pick up a couple, maybe even 3 there on first down, bringing up 2nd and 7.
Just chipping away at this clock. We're now down within 6 minutes to go here in this fourth quarter. And that clock could be some issues for Eldon. We haven't necessarily seen them move the ball down the field quick. So even if they get a stop and get the ball back, be looking at a race against the clock, just like you had in that loss to, who was that again?
That was Owensville. So all the way up to the 17-yard line is this California offense, 2nd and 7.
Wildcat.
It's going to be a direct snap, takes it, handoff. No, it's going to be a keeper, and he is upended and put down. That was Brooks Volkart. He'll pick up 3, maybe 4 on the gain before taking a pretty hard tackle. Big third down, 3rd and 4 here. Don't get me wrong, California's going for it on 4.
Yes. That's where you run into issues not having your quarterback run that play, though. He made the wrong read. The fullback was walking untouched into the end zone, and instead he kept it and paid the price for it.
5 minutes to go in this game. The Mustangs trail by 8. They've got to get a stop. California down to the 14-yard line with under 5 minutes
to play.
Here,
I think.
3rd and 4. Friedmeier and a quarterback takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to the right side. Volkart finds a seam and dances his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Pintos.
Well, I was wrong about the pass, but either way, it was a big play for California. One that might put this game on ice. Not ending anything yet. You still got 3 timeouts, but this is definitely going to be a tough offense to trail against late in the 4th quarter.
Mustangs are going to have to move fast. As long as you've got 3 timeouts, if you can score before 2 minutes to go in this game, you still have a chance. But it is going to be an uphill battle for sure. So 34-20 with the extra point coming. Good snap, good set, and the kick is up and good as well. 35-20. Do the Mustangs have a comeback left in them? We'll find out when we come back. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
Thinking of buying or selling your property? Call the local experts from Remax Lifestyles, selling everything from farm to lake. The Ronette Edgar team is the best at selling all the different styles of properties in our diverse communities. Ronette, Kelly, Kim, Christina, and Tessa make it easy, guiding their clients through the process from start to finish. Put the #1 real estate team to work for you today. Give them a call at the office at 573-569-4388 or cell phone at 573-378-9601. Sacaleras Ford in Versailles is proud of their growing customer base. When a customer and their family has bought 18 Fords from the Versailles location, you know the team is doing something right. The Versailles Ford Store Sales Department customer viewpoint is 100%. That means that every new vehicle sold, the customer is literally 100% satisfied. Sacaleras Ford in Versailles is big enough to serve you and small enough to care. For brand new Ford products, Ford certified pre-owned, service, tires, and Ford parts and award-winning customer satisfaction, it's Sacaleras Ford of Versailles.
And we are back with just under 5 minutes to go in this 4th quarter. The Carpenter Gunther Lumber Company 4th quarter. The question is, do the Mustangs have a comeback left in them as they trail by 15, and they're going to start this drive from the 40-yard line?
Like we said, an uphill battle, but when we've seen Hunter Hess shine is trailing in the game. He had that game against Southern Boone where they got down early, and he ended up passing for 408 yards. Look to see him throw the ball a lot here on this drive.
So on first down from the 40 in the shotgun, takes the snap, drops back, looking for the quick pass, not there. A good job picking up the block. Hess going to roll out to his right, throws on the run. He's got the man, completion made to the 46-yard line. Devin Hardy catching it and getting out of bounds.
Man downfield, just killing him tonight.
It's a tough penalty there after a nice first down play.
The clock's still running. You notice that?
Oh, yeah, that is not supposed to be happening. I finally get stopped, but after 7 seconds ran off. And the white hat agreeing with you on the illegal man downfield.
Struggling with it tonight. I don't know if it's something they've struggled with all year, but I don't really know why it's happening.
Too excited here tonight.
Yeah, I wish I could say that it was like an RPO that got busted, but it doesn't look like they're faking a run or anything.
I do wonder. It looks like Hess initially wanted to go to something quick out in the flat, and I wonder if it was supposed to be some sort of
It could be, yeah.
So now it'll be 1st and 15 from the 35-yard line. Receiver comes in motion. Rugen getting the running start. Man breaks free. Hess able to avoid him. Now on the run. Lets it go towards the sideline. Wow. The catch is made. Big shot put on at the 45-yard line. Coming back to meet that was who else but Devin Hardy.
That was about a 30-yard pass across body to get a 12 to 15-yard gain.
And it's the Serdike Yamaha first down. Welcome to the Mahomes era where quarterbacks are allowed to try that. Quickly back to the line as the clock will start again. Hesse's going to roll out to his right once more, looking to throw, and he just throws a quick one underneath that's caught out at the 40, so a modest gain. I thought the player got out of bounds, but I guess they're going to say he stayed in as the clock continues to tick away.
Yeah. What's confusing to me is this ref on the side. You know, you either wind it or you blow it dead. He just put his arm up and put the spot there. I've never really seen anything like that.
So Eldon quickly getting back to the line. Just under 4 minutes to go. They're up to the 39-yard line. It's 2nd and 5. Snap, faking the handoff. California bringing pressure. Hess, he's going to go cross field and got Bayshore, who's going to be brought down when the flag comes out. It's going to be a hold on the Mustangs.
I think that
Hess was not thrilled about, at least I assume it was a hold. Hess trying to talk to the official, but it did not work.
It's too bad. It was a great play design. I don't even know if the wheel to the running back was what he was planning on throwing or what the play call said to do, but he made a great play to get back there just to come back from holding. And it's not even the penalty yards, as they are going to decline. Wait, offsetting penalties.
Okay.
So at least you get the ball at the same spot, but the problem is you keep ticking at the clock
Absolutely.
on plays that don't count.
I got a kick on that one because Rhett Bayshore briefly looked like a sophomore when the ball hit him. He had to bobble it around for a second, but managed to bring it in. So,
yes.
if nothing else, Bayshore is getting his sea legs out here, if you will, and getting some very valuable varsity time. But the Mustangs still in this one as the clock will wind with 3:35 to go. Mustangs trailing by 15, but putting together a drive here at the 39-yard line of California. Two receivers out to the left for Hess. And California.
Sending a heater.
Yeah, California wanted to bring the blitz. The problem is they did not wait until the ball was snapped, which is actually a requirement, believe it or not.
They were sending 6 there, and it was going to be trouble. But now you get the first down. So.
And you get the clock stop.
Yes.
3:21 to go. A reminder, they do have... See, I thought the clock stayed. I didn't know you winded it on this.
I don't think you do on a defensive penalty.
I didn't think you did either. The White Hat disagreed, and he went ahead and wound the thing anyways. 3:10 to go. Hess scrambling once again, sets his feet. He's going to go deep. He's got Beckman. Did he bring it in? He did. Wow. Mustangs take the top off the defense. Touchdown, Mustangs. Hess to Beckman. Put 6 more on the board, boys.
It was double covered. The goal was to isolate Beckman. Instead, they double covered him. But Hess just has that much confidence in Beckman, and we've seen it grow over these past few weeks.
That's a dot.
Takes the top off. Going for 2 here is very, very interesting to me, because if you get the extra point, it's still an 8-point game, and you're still in it. Now, if you don't get this, the game's over.
So they're going to split a receiver out to each side. Hess in the shotgun. Bayshore to his right. Hess takes the snap. Handoff to Bayshore. Cuts back in. He takes on a tackler at the line. He's going to be stopped just short. That is huge.
Wow.
So it remains a 2-possession game off the failed 2-point conversion. Boy, Bayshore was close, but that's where the cutting and all that is great, but when it comes to just muscle on muscle at the line, the size one there. So with 3:06 to go, Eldon going to have to kick it back to California now. They've cut it to a 9-point game, but they're going to need a little help here.
I don't understand it. Every rule of football coaching ever tells you to kick the extra point there. Maybe something's going on. Maybe you don't trust your kicker. You're blocking in that situation. But now you could have went for 2. You kick the extra point. It's an 8-point game. You go for 2 on the last touchdown. Now it's a 2-possession game. The game's pretty much out of hand now. It's going to be tough.
You're going to need a big play.
You got to get the onside kick here.
Absolutely. And I don't know if you just try the normal onside. Do you try to line drive it into somebody again?
It worked.
It really did. And I've actually seen Eldon do that earlier in the season as well. I don't know if that's something you actually practice, but hey, good for you if you do.
Maybe you do a fake one where you have number 1 act like he's kicking it, Hess act like he's kicking it, and have someone else come and do it. We've done that before.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's a lot of options here.
I just still,
but
the 2-point.
Full hands team ready to go right now for California.
Definitely an onside here. It's going to the right side.
It takes a hop, but it is brought in at the 49-yard line. Pintos were ready for it.
Jackson Hensley made some massive plays today, even sometimes on accident, when he swatted a touchdown pass away that ended up being a drive that stalled for Eldon. That time comes up with the onside recovery, and it's not over yet, but looming is that missed extra point and then the failed 2-point conversion that makes it a 9-point game.
For that matter, looming is getting stopped at the 1-yard line.
Yeah, and it goes back to that play by Hensley where he just accidentally knocked it out of the hands of the receiver. I think it was Beckman, and changes the game completely.
I'm not trying to question play calling, but it does make you wonder when you get down to one like that. I would just sneak it repeatedly. I want him to, but nonetheless, Eldon trying to come up with a stop here. It's going to be a handoff. Ball's on the ground. Who's got it? Eldon's got it. This thing's not over yet, folks.
They knew what they were doing.
Eldon said the onside was actually just to distract you so you wouldn't be ready for the handoff. There is still life in these Mustangs.
I mean, just a failed handoff. Honestly, pure Pure luck.
3:01 to go. You have 3 timeouts. Ideally, you don't burn a timeout on this drive. You go quick, you get in the end zone, go for the onside, and then you have your 3 timeout stuff. This is about to get interesting.
It's just too bad that you kicked the extra point last time, and now you're driving down in an 8-point game. But now you still got a chance, so maybe it's all going to work out. Who knows?
All right, from the 48-yard line, 47 of the Pintos, Hess takes the snap, fakes the handoff, drops back. He's got a little time, looking for someone downfield. He's going to throw one. Oh, going up to catch it and taking a bit of a shot was Hardy, but it's going to fall incomplete. I think Hess a little late on that one. Hardy came open a little bit earlier.
Big play there that was Brooks Volkart, who we've seen, in a quarterback a few times. He's played running back a little bit tonight and playing safety, so really do it all over there, actually playing cornerback, and he made a big hit there. I think this is just time where you say, Hess, go play backyard football. Honestly, I'm sure you grew up with these kids. It's a smaller town. You've probably played backyard football with all of them.
And I will say, looking at California, they're not dropping quite as deep as I would expect right now. You can still take the top off this, and Hess is going to try. He's going with the long ball and gets tangled up. There goes the flag. Sometimes you throw in hope for the best. Hardy gets tangled up with the corner. The problem is this is high school football, not the NFL, so it's not a spot foul.
Every time I see that, I think, oh, that's awesome. And it's like, oh, it's just 15. But still,
that's still a free 15.
Big play right there, and you might do it again. Honestly, he had it. You were exactly right on calling that. The safeties were pressed down, almost like they were expecting a run there on second down.
I don't understand that at all. You're in this situation where if you're California, keep it in front of you. We don't care if you get 10 yards. We don't want you getting 45 yards right now.
And this is a situation where we've talked a lot about Coach Grubb being a first-year coach, and he might not call the defense. Obviously, we don't know how that works. But sometimes you see first-year coaches not think about the little things, like telling your safeties, hey, I know we talked about this week pressing up, but you need to back up in this situation. Little things like that you could see really affect the game.
Ball up to the 33, 2:49 to go after the Serdike Yamaha first down. 2 receivers to the left. Hess dropping back to throw again. He's dropping way back. He's under pressure. Avoids one pass rusher. Now scrambling to his left. And a holding flag going to come out as Hess lets it fly. And the receiver gets tackled in a pass interference now. We're going to have offsetting penalties, I guess?
Yes. It'll be offsetting. The holding call is unfortunate because, honestly, I didn't see a hold, but whenever that much happens, you're probably going to get one.
And that is the problem. You appreciate the scramble escapability of Hess, but the issue is now you're asking your offensive line to do a lot. So the white hat telling everybody we had a hold on Eldon. We had a pass interference on California. We're just going to pretend we saw nothing. Let's try it again.
Yeah. The only thing that happened was 35 million seconds ran off. I don't know how much actually ran off, but
it was 10 to 12 seconds, at least on that play. 2:39 to go. Once again, you do have 3 timeouts in your back pocket for Eldon. Can't use them now, but if you can score, especially if you could somehow score in the next 39 seconds.
And again, in warm-ups, I'm not saying we'll see it, but if you need to attempt a game-winning field goal, Smithson was good from 35, so it's a chance.
It's there. The option's on the table. 2 receivers out to the right. Hess takes the snap out of the shotgun, sets his feet. He's going to fire a quick one, and he had Hardy. Pass a smidge behind him. Hardy still probably should have brought it in. Ball's incomplete.
Slant out route concept there. He made the perfect read. He was patient. He could have went with the out route early. Instead went with the bigger play that was going to give you 6 or 7 yards on the slant. If he leads him in stride, it's probably a touchdown. All he had to do was make a safety miss. Instead, dropped pass, and now we've got 2nd and 10.
The bright spot was that play took all of about 4 seconds, so you weren't hurt majorly there. 2nd and 10 from the 32-yard line. As takes the snap, 2 receivers on his left. It's going to be a quick pass up ahead. First down, dancing out of bounds. Bit of a late tackle, honestly, as I believe that may have been Hardy again.
It was Hardy, and with Hess's ability to just throw absolute lasers in the short game, I don't know why you don't do that every time.
Honestly, I don't know how you guard it. That's Serdike Yamaha first down ahead to the 21-yard line. Mustangs threatening. Mustangs making this interesting right now. And that does stop the clock since Hardy was able to get out of bounds. Hardy's been huge in the second half.
I'd like to know how many receiving yards he has. He's got to be getting up there.
He's got a lot. Hess in the shotgun, 2 receivers to his left. Takes the snap, dropping back. He's going to drop way back. Finally uncorks one right to the sideline. That's going to be enough for a first down, I believe, up to about the 10-yard line. It's the same route. 5 seconds is all it takes into the Crown Power Case IH red zone with a Serdike Yamaha first down.
That's not a pass a high school quarterback's supposed to be able to make. The defense played it perfectly. They dropped back on the corner route. he just fit it in there. I mean, there are NFL quarterbacks that aren't fitting it in there like that. It's impressive right there.
Yeah, I mean, specifically Russell Wilson lately.
Yes, exactly.
2 receivers to the left for Hess again. 2:25 to go in the game. Mustangs down by 9, threatening at the 11-yard line. It's a handoff this time. And dancing up to the 10, not gaining much more, though. Trying to throw a different look at him. That was Rhett Bayshore. Mustangs going to have to go fast as that clock is still moving. A little surprised to see him go to the ground there.
Yeah, going to have to really have some urgency here. You got one-on-one up top.
And they do. And he's got the out route. Hess going to keep it, though, avoiding the pass rush, now scrambling back to the right, looking for somebody, sets his feet, he throws it up for the back corner just because he knew it was open and he could get rid of it.
So much time off the clock there, and now you've got 3rd and 8, and not only are you worried about the clock, but you're worried about the fact that you still got to pick up a first down or get in the end zone here before you can worry about anything else.
I'll go one further. If the situation arises, if you don't get a first down and it brings up 4th down, do you consider taking the field goal?
I personally would. I don't know how much trust they have.
You would also have the fact that your extra point just got blocked.
It's very true.
A lot of intangibles here.
See, they've been fine on all of the extra points. It just happened once, and maybe Coach Holt, is spooked. I don't know, but I think I kick it.
So 2 receivers to the right for Hess. Eldon comes set. Hess drops back. He's facing some pressure. Lofts it up for the end zone, and a blessing. That was nearly picked off as the pass was overthrown. And
Roughing the quarterback, though.
Really?
Yes. He got drilled.
I pulled my eyes to watch what happened downfield. Yeah, Volkart lost his footing, or thought he'd pick it, but that's a big penalty. I mean, that was 3rd and 9 for the Mustangs. That should give them a new set of downs and move them substantially closer since they were on the 10. That's what, half the distance to the goal, I would assume?
Yeah. Should be an automatic first down, right? I believe so. I could be wrong.
Getting an update, by the way. Tipton currently leads their game 50-0. I told you I thought they had a chance against Lone Jack, but
good game, huh? Yeah.
Thanks for the update there, JT. Appreciate you, buddy.
Will be an automatic first down. So now you've got 4 chances. Don't want to use too much clock, obviously, but
at the 5-yard line, it is 1st and goal. 1:51 to go in the game.
I almost think you go slant bubble up top.
Hesse's going to roll to the left, facing pressure. Bayshore picks it up. Hesse's got a little running room at the 10. The 5. He's going to go for the pylon. He stretches out, and they're going to give it to him. Touchdown, Mustangs! Hunter Hess keeps it and dives for the pylon just like that. It's a 3-point game.
Hunter Hess just absolutely willing his way. You know, if you want to say anything about this game, it's the fact that Hunter Hess has just an insane amount of grit, toughness. He's been scrambling around, really no time to throw the football at all. They've been sending pressure his way. He's had an answer for it all night. Huge drive there. They're going to kick the extra point here, and you've got a chance to kick a game-winning field goal if you can get the ball back.
Snap on the extra point. Kick is up. And it's good. And the crowd unhappy because the kicker took a shot on that one.
And that the kicker there was actually
Hess.
Was it Hess? Or did Hess?
Or no, it was Hess was the holder. So the holder took a shot, excuse me. But the extra point up and good. We're going to take a break. It's a 2-point game, 35-33. Mustangs with 3 timeouts. Don't go anywhere. This just got fun. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
Since 1944, Carpenter Gunther Lumber Company, Morgan County's only locally owned lumber yard, has been providing the area with quality building materials needed for its building, remodeling, and repair projects. Because customer care is Carpenter Gunther's #1 goal, your project is always their priority. They take as much pride in your project as you do. Reach them at 378-4433 Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 4:30, and 8 to noon on Saturday. Carpenter Gunther, where they put the home in hometown business.
All right, we're back because Eldon's getting ready to kick off. By the way, we do have a final score out of Versailles. They win over Buffalo 28-0. So the great news for Eldon, you're gaining no matter what because it's a smaller school that was being played. The even better news for Eldon, you're only down by 2 now.
And they are going to go for the onside kick here. I was curious to see if they go deep and try to hold them in their own territory. That way they get better field position. They're going with the onside kick. It's going to the right side here. Key players to watch on this going to be Quinn Grubb, 6 foot 175, and Landon Dunham. They're both right there, along with Jackson Hensley for California.
Here is the onside kick, and oof. Yeah, there is this rule that the ball has to go 10 yards, and the problem is that ball did not go 1 yard. Hess just miskicked that thing. It did not come off the tee very well. And that is, that's fine. Does not change the situation a whole lot here, because at the end of the day, it's going to come down to, can you prevent California from getting a first down?
I can't say I've ever seen that, but
I'm going to be honest, with everything else that Hess has done in this game, I'm going to give him a free pass.
yeah, I think you have to. It wouldn't be anywhere near like this if it wasn't for Hess, and now just got to hope you can hold him, get the ball back.
So looking down there, I do believe that right now it is Friedmeier in at quarterback.
It's Wildcat.
Oh, it is Wildcat. You're correct. Running to the left, and the Mustangs track him down. Going to bring down the back at the 38-yard line. And that is Brooks Volkart.
First time out taken here, and that's where the speed of Volkart helps. If that was, Friedmeier in there, he would have gotten taken down for a loss. Instead, a little quicker, able to get something out of it.
So it's going to be 2nd and 6 when we get back after the timeout. 1:39 to go. So the Mustangs, once again, you can stop the clock, but if you give up a first down, this game is done.
First down, game's done. And then also you're looking at a situation now where it's just like that game against Owensville where you might run out of time. It's going to be really tough here. Definitely not out of it, but having gone for the onside kick, not getting it, giving them great field position, it's going to be hard.
I'll go one further on this even. If you're California, you have to be very careful on your handoffs.
Yes.
We've seen them struggle with that. Their last possession ended with a fumble. So a lot of intangibles here. Can the Mustangs get a stop? Can they get another look at this? If you're California, you control your own destiny and have a chance to put this away. This is a big game for both squads.
They're going to go out a Wildcat again here, and this time not have the quarterback on the field. They're just double tight.
No, it's Volkart taking the snap. He does so. He's going to keep it going right up the gut, and Eldon is there. They hold him to no gain and burn the timeout immediately. So 3rd and 6 coming. All right, I'm going to throw another wrench in it for you. If you're Eldon, if you're California and Eldon stops you here, do you still go for it on 4th down, or do you play the field position game and try to cough and corner this thing and push them back?
See, I think that if you're not within 3 yards, 2 yards, I'm definitely punting it. Now, we've seen some crazy things tonight out of Coach Grubb, and I wouldn't be surprised if he decides he wants to live or die on the hill of going for it right there. But I don't know why you don't give, even if you kick it out of the back of the end zone, an extra 10 yards helps.
I just realized that Mark reminded me earlier to do the station ID, and I didn't do it then. So I've already missed 1 hour station ID, and I missed this hour. So I'm just going to do it now because why not? You're listening to this broadcast on KTKS for Sales, Eldon, Lake of the Ozarks, KS95 Sports at 95.1 FM. We're also online at lakeradio.com this year at mostsportszone.com as well. I'm Colton Taylor. I've got Aiden and Ryan with me here in the booth. We've got Mark Seibon back at the studio engineering the game, and we got JT Girls out in the field picking up scores as he drives down the highway. Yeah, we're all over the place, folks. This is how we do things. 3rd and 6, this may be the ball game right here. 1:35 to go. Eldon with only one timeout left. It's going to be a direct snap. Oh, trying to get him to jump. A good job by the Eldon defense not to. Brooks Volkart is going to take this snap as the play clock winds down. Volkart.
They might not snap, though.
No, he will take the snap. It's a handoff right up the gut, and the Mustangs hold him. He's going to pick up 3, but that's going to bring up 4th and short as the Mustangs burn their final timeout. So now, if you're California, what do you do?
No doubt in my mind, I'm punting the football here, and I'm just putting it inside. But I don't think there's any doubt in Coach Grubb's mind that he's going for this right here. I haven't seen really much movement. They have the little punt unit, and I haven't seen the movement, so I don't know.
It's 4th and 4 from the 35, and
it's too far for me. I just don't think I can do it. I would live it.
I'm sure California's going to go for this, but then my question becomes, what do you do? Do you go ahead and put Walker Friedmeier back at quarterback so you have the pass option, or are you keeping this on the ground?
I really like the play call where they're taking number 3 off the field. So I don't know what to think of that. Because
Odin has been the one running it.
I like when they go on the outside on that little speed option with the quarterback and a running back. You might see that here. The quarterback's not on the field, Friedmeier. They're going out a Wildcat here, putting the biggest play of the game in the hands of a running back.
I'm shocked at this right now. So Brooks Volkart will be the one taking the snap.
You could call a timeout as well.
He does have Aiden Bryant back there with him as well. 4th and 4. Can the Mustangs get the stop? Brooks takes the snap. It's a handoff right up the gut. No, Brooks going to keep it. Mustangs get him. He's short. Eldon gets the stop. They're going to get the ball back down by 2 with 1:27 to go.
This is amazing. This game has everything. I mean, I guess maybe you think that the extra yardage there doesn't matter. Maybe they think they're kicking it out of the end zone right there. But you have the faith in your offense to go for it. And now we get another chance to see Hunter Hess come out here and play backyard football and see what he can do.
If I am any kind of defensive coordinator, I am saying do not let Devin Hardy out of your sight. Do not let Jalen Beckman out of your sight.
If I had to guess, I would say that Coach Holt gave Hunter Hess at least 2 or 3 plays that they will run consecutively here. They don't have a huddle.
Hess takes the snap. He's got 2 receivers to his right. It's a quick out route. He's got Hardy. Catch is made quickly out of bounds at the 45-yard line. That took all of 3 seconds to pick up a Serdike Yamaha first down. Do you feel the momentum in the air right now?
You do. It's starting to get loud again. A few people have filed out, but now they've started to come back around here at this section right in front of us and stand up here and watch the game.
Yeah, somebody found a cowbell along the way. It's great. 2 receivers to the left for Hess.
They're going to roll out left.
Takes the snap. He's dropping straight back. Lets the pass go. It is tipped. And near disaster there as it went off Hardy's hands, but it does fall incomplete. The safety was nearly there for the interception.
I don't like when they have Hess throw across field like that. You can tell he's uncomfortable because every time he takes the snap, he drifts a little bit to the left in the pocket.
Listen, I got to show a little extra love right now to Rhett Bayshore, just a sophomore, but he has not been asked to run the ball as much now. He's at pass protection, and I personally think that is one of the hardest things for a running back to do, and he is doing a great job, even though he is an undersized back, giving Hess a little extra time. And Bayshore is to the left of Hess. 2 receivers out to the left for the Mustangs. Hess takes the snap. Blitz coming from California. Hess able to get it away. Quickly caught out at the 48-yard line of California and out of bounds. Making the catch was Michael Rugen. It's going to bring up 3rd and short.
You just highlighted it, but what a job by Rhett Bayshore there to pick up that blitz. No, I don't know how he saw the outside linebacker coming off the edge. I saw it from up here, but I don't know how he saw it.
Once again, Rhett Bayshore is 5'6" and 145, and he's picking up 215-pound DNs that are coming in with speed. Like, that's not easy to do. This kid is putting his body on the line. But 3rd and 3.
Now what do you do here?
I think you stick with what you're doing. You don't care about 3rd and 3. You're looking to get 7 or 8 here. But 113, you're moving pretty quick right now. Hess takes the snap. Oh, it's a keeper. He's going right up the middle. He's got a couple blockers, stumbles, and dives forward to the 38-yard line. Got to get back to the line quickly as it does stop Serdike Yamaha first down. Up to
we got him going to the sideline there. We got to get on the ball here.
And Hess calling it out. Game clock will resume. Still right at about a minute to play, and that's where Hess will take the snap. Looking to the outside. He's got a man. Instead, it's going to be the slant, but the flag comes out. What's the flag for?
Maybe
a hold?
Yeah, hold. I don't.
It is going to be a hold. That a great play design as Hess looked off the safety even, acted like, and the worst part is on the far side, Devin Hardy is limping off the field. He took a shot on that catch. So a double whammy for the Mustangs as you were about to have first down on the 28. Instead, you're backed up to the, where are they even about to snap this ball from? So the ref's pacing it out.
It'll be pretty far back. It's going to be
so confused.
The 50.
Oof, yeah,
that's a killer.
I mean, a 25-yard difference in where you're going to be. So it'll be the 49-yard line of the Pintos. 56 seconds to go.
The clock should not be winding an offensive penalty here.
I'm very confused. So under 50 seconds to play. It is 1st and 20 for the Mustangs. Rukin goes in motion. Hess drops back under pressure now. He's going to have to throw off his back foot. He flips one up. It's a jump ball. Ooh, that was dangerous in every sense of the word, but Jalen Beckman halfway playing safety there, able to knock it down. The thing is, I know you got backed up, but it's 2nd and 20. You still have time to keep doing what you were doing. You were taking about 5 seconds of play, getting 10-yard chunks. Go back to that out route. Get yourself within range that you can take a shot at the end zone. Or, for that matter, the field goal is still in play.
I thought they were dead set on going for that field goal there. The way they had been play calling it just felt like they were trying to get to that. You see that green line on your TV when you're watching the game on ESPN?
Yes.
It says field goal. It just felt like they had that line in their head. Now they're backed up, double sticks, 2nd and 20.
2 receivers to the right. Hess takes the snap. He's going to roll right. Immediate pressure, and he just has to down it. And the California crowd wants intentional grounding. However, Hess pointing at his running back, saying he was in the vicinity. I was throwing it at his feet.
He did point it to his running back. The only issue there is it didn't get to the line of scrimmage. And I know in the NFL that would be intentional grounding. I don't know what it is here, but it's either way, 3rd and 20 with 35 seconds to go. It's at odds, you know.
All that momentum seems to have mellowed out now. So the Mustangs, they need a big play. Devin Hardy is back out there. Looks to be running fairly close to normal once again. I think right now you've got to look at Hardy or Beckman to make the big play. Hess takes the snap, rolling to his left. He's facing pressure, unloads it, and it's picked off. And California on the return, and it's not going to matter. They're pushed out of bounds at the 30-yard line, making the play on the interception. Who else but Brooks Volkart? He has had his fingerprints all over this game.
And it was actually Tyler Oden with the interception.
Oh, my bad.
But he has as well.
That's fair.
Yeah. Hess had seemingly played a perfect game, and it was kind of like we were talking about at halftime with the Brady Cook drive at the end of the Mizzou game last week. Just, one mistake, and that's the way it ends. You definitely can't hang your head. A lot of fight that came out of this game.
Yeah, I think the Mustangs can take a lot of positives, and yeah, you're going to sit here and wonder the what ifs getting stuffed at the 1-yard line, but at the end of the day, this is a very good California team, and you can say they just escaped with a win. And they'll take the knee in the victory formation, and that's all it will take for the clock to expire. So Eldon falls to California in an exciting back-and-forth game, 35-33. The post-game show coming up in just a moment. You're listening to KS95 Sports.
Hi, I'm Brandon, and welcome to Gladstone Cove Boat Trailer Sales. Do you need a trailer to get your boat out of the water? Maybe just a replacement trailer. Or considering selling your boat, and you know a trailer will help get it done. We carry 11 lines of high-quality boat trailers, and if we don't have what you need, we also build our very own line of custom aluminum boat trailers. Thanks to everyone that's been by or just heard of us and gave us a referral. From my family to yours, we can't thank you enough.
Deposit checks anytime, anywhere. Hi, this is Ryan Pryor from Citizens Bank of Eldon and Versailles. With mobile deposit, you can enjoy the convenience and ease of depositing your check simply by taking a picture of the check while using your mobile phone or tablet. It's fast and secure, and it saves you a trip to the bank. Sign up today and see how we can make your life easier. Member FDIC.
A hometown bank, a hometown friend.
Veracruz Mexican Restaurant wants to invite you to join them for a casual lunch or family dinner out for authentic Mexican cuisine. Veracruz has a great selection of burritos, tacos, seafood, enchiladas, salads, and more, all prepared with the finest and freshest ingredients. Veracruz on South Highway 5 in Versailles and Veracruz Jr. on Highway 52 in Stover. Or you can check out their new location on Highway 65 in Lincoln. Veracruz Mexican Restaurant, a proud sponsor of local athletics.
Take your softball and baseball skills to the next level. The Shed is Eldon's own indoor hitting facility that features 2 full cages with screens, tees, and pitching blades. You'll love their top-of-the-line pitching machine that throws a variety of speeds with precise locations to perfect your swing. The Shed also has a workout facility. You can add it to your cage rental or just purchase as a regular membership. Open Monday through Friday, 3:30 to 8, and Saturday and Sunday from noon to 8. Look for the big white building across from Gerb's in Eldon. Book times now on Facebook at The Shed LLC. See you at The Shed.
And we're back here with The Shed post-game show. A tough loss for the Mustangs. As you look at it, with 3.5 minutes to go, they were trailing by, was it 15 points at the time? And they came back, lost by 2, and actually had the ball in their hands with a chance to win. Eldon was this close to pulling off a major upset.
It was some of the best fight that I've seen out of a high school football team. You lose your running back. Everything seems like it's at the odds. You get punched in the mouth in the very beginning of the game, and it seemed like they just had an answer for everything. But as the game went on, you could tell they were wearing down. The moment the running back went down, it was definitely tough. And not to take that away from what Bayshore did, in return, but still, it's just like you can only take so many punches before eventually it just gets to be too much. And I think that was the story for Eldon tonight, even though they fought till the end, and I was extremely impressed. There's things to say that go way deeper than tonight's game in what we saw tonight.
And the thing is, if you have this fight against a team like California that now improves to 6-2, when you get to districts, and we've been talking about district seating, there is a chance that you're going to host a home game, and it's actually looking like you've got a pretty good chance, for that matter, of hosting a home game. And I was actually trying to find real quick. I should have had my paperwork organized better. You look at their district, there is a good shot that they're going to wind up facing off with a team like Buffalo and at home. Let's just call it what it is. Buffalo got beat by Versailles 28-0 tonight. If you can get a team like that at home with what you just showed me against California, it's like, okay, suddenly you're looking at a potential first-round win in districts if you show up like that at your house. So, I mean, big things moving for the Mustangs. But now we do need to look at a Como Connect player of the game, our old buddy Chip Thunder with Como Connect. You know, he's a big football guy. And what comes to mind for me for the play of the game, I mean, love to hear your counter opinion on this, but I just think to Hess over the top to Jalen Beckman on that huge touchdown that took the top off the defense that he put right on the money, and that seemed to be like the spark of the comeback for Eldon when they needed to score fast.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I think that there were probably 10 plays you could pluck out from what Hess did tonight, converting on some long third downs by scrambling. Even his rushing touchdown there at the end. There were a few plays that you could have said, but I think that was the big one that just really was like, oh, we got a game. It didn't look like we did, but we do now. The catch was amazing. The throw was on the money. I think that was a big play tonight.
Well, if that's the case, there's one name that just got said a lot there, and I think we may have to give him the MVP of the game, sponsored by our friends at Divine Realty, powered by EXP. It's hard not to say Hunter Hess. I mean, the guy did a little bit of everything tonight.
He got it done rushing. He got it done throwing the football, and he even managed the game very well. Got an onside kick even as well. So really, he performed in all facets of the game. Also, I just want to give a quick shout out. He might not be our MVP tonight, but the wide receiver, Devin Hardy, I searched and searched for stats online, and I could have just missed it, but I didn't ever even think about his name. And he had one of the best games I've seen out of a receiver that's 5'6".
So Devin has actually been dealing with injuries throughout this season, but this kid, if it tells you anything about his heart, I believe it was 2 or 3 games ago that Devin was trying to come back from an injury, was still hurt, clearly couldn't run routes. He would go out there, limp out there, and line up as nothing but a decoy, and basically like halfway jog a route just to get a cornerback to have to commit to him. And I'm like, what kind of kid does that? It'd be so easy to just say, nah, I'm taking the night off, man. I'm hurt. I don't want to play. And it's like, nah, coach, I'll go out there and limp down the field if you'll let me.
Yeah, I just think those two, they were the difference makers tonight. And as we see Eldon walk off the field, you can definitely tell that it's hurting Hunter. He's maybe he feels like he could have done a few things better. He did throw the interception there at the end, but I was so impressed with his game. It was almost perfect for most of it. Had a few drops that could have even raised his completion percentage. But it felt like this might have been one of his most complete games from what I've seen.
And that's one thing that not that I'm trying to put things out there that it's like, oh, coulda, shoulda, wouldas. But if you're the Mustangs, it's not, oh, are we good enough to play with California? It's, man, how many times did we have passes that fell off the fingertips of a receiver? We got down to the 1-yard line on second down and didn't put it in. I'm telling you, California has a lot of reason to sit here and think, you don't want to use the expression escaped with a win. But if you're California, you're thinking this is an Eldon squad that can get it done against anybody on any given night.
Yeah, I don't believe in moral victories at all, to be honest with you. But Eldon has one tonight, especially just with everything that happened. They fought back there at the end. I feel like they did what they wanted to do. It just, execution was a hair off. Not even like mainly off. It's not like it was missed blocks, it was like an inch between catching a ball and dropping it, or an inch between getting a block or getting a holding call. Things like that if they can just shore up going into this last week, almost use it as a test run to go into districts and, maybe make some noise.
I'm excited to see what Eldon does going forward, but I do think things are going to shake out nicely as they got a little bit of an assist tonight from their friends about 10 miles away over in Versailles, as Versailles knocked off Buffalo 28-0. So it's going to help them out in the points. We'll have to see how things shake out. I have no idea who we're covering in districts. We don't decide that until the season ends. But next week, I'll be back on the road to Sherwood, Missouri. So step one, I'm going to go find a map later tonight, figure out where Sherwood is, and then take a trip down there, and that will conclude our regular season. But Ryan, man, I appreciate you doing the game tonight. I had a lot of fun, buddy, and I think we're going to be seeing a lot of you down the road.
It was a great time. I hope so. I enjoyed it. Great football game. Hopefully, we get to see more of that and going into basketball season, get to see some.
I was
salty
about to say,
basketball
if you
squads.
think Hunter Hess and Devin Hardy are fun to watch on the football field, wait till you see them lace them up on the basketball court.
They look like they're athletes, that's for sure.
That is saying the least. It's weird. Devin Hardy, as much as he throws his body around on the football field, somehow he does the same thing on a basketball court. It's kind of amazing, honestly.
Impressive.
Yeah, it'll be a good time. And Aiden, appreciate you on the camera tonight, man, getting the great shots, making it possible. And, of course, Mark back at the studio. So for Mark, Aiden, Ryan, and I'm Colton, this has been another presentation of KS95 Sports.